Back again, Game Day headquarters with episode 8 of The Drop. I'm here with my main man, Morgan Smith, Zach Doty. As always, behind the camera or behind the computer, my boy Cam Sullivan. And we got a special guest in the house today, Mr. Sticks himself, Chase Brewster. How you doing today, man?
Appreciate you guys having me on today.
Don't sleep on the super producer.
Can't sleep on the super producer. But no, man, we got Mr. Sticks in the house. How's life been going for you?
It'd be impossible for me to complain. although this was supposed to be a 12 o'clock drop, so I woke up early today to be ready by 11:45, and we were going on at 1:24.
I don't want him called Mr. Sticks.
Other than that,
everybody's going to start.
You
Like I got to be Mr. Gameday. I don't need there to be a Mr. Sticks out there.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I see what you're saying. But that's the beauty of this show right here. The drop, it just drops. You just check the notifications when they come on.
I appreciate you guys having me on finally.
It'd probably do a lot better if it was scheduled, I would assume.
It's been a long time coming.
Yeah, well, I've done this. I'm on my promo run.
He's on his promo run. We're the last one.
Listen,
he's definitely on a promo run.
Yeah.
Save best for last.
You don't know when all this success is going away, so I say yes to everything.
Yeah.
But Morgan's canceled like 4 times. I was trying
Morgan
to
is not canceled.
Yes, Morgan was a world traveler, went to Alaska and all this stuff. So we were trying to do this show first, but I couldn't push my promo run back that far.
Yeah,
we had to get it going.
So he's been on all the important shows, and we're just the last one he hadn't done.
Hey, I appreciate that.
Best
Morgan.
for last.
This is not my first game day.
Oh, I forgot he's been on yours too.
Yeah, I appreciate
and
that.
the couch.
Morgan.
How's this?
And the couch. I didn't do Bobby D.
I almost called him. I almost called him the bum show tour.
No.
I'm glad I didn't say that.
Don't do that now.
Anybody who needs somebody for a promo run, you can contact my agent Zach Doty, and he will make sure that I'm on your show.
Just don't contact me about stats. All right.
Hey, Chris Bud Looney says the drop is dropping the ball on you, Chase.
Oh, man.
No, we appreciate Looney watching.
Looney, Chase is just out here using us.
That is correct. Shout out Game Day. I did go on somebody else's show and say how much I like Game Day and Morgan, so I'm very loyal.
Hey, there you go. I like that.
I'm sure they thoroughly enjoyed that.
Hey, I'm gonna go ahead and pop this off with the question of the day for the fans, and just let it ride.
I'm sure nobody can get it unless
I don't
they
think
use
they'll
Google.
get it. The question of the day for the fans is: which team is the oldest team in the NFL? Make sure y'all listen to what I'm saying.
The Chicago Bears.
That's not true. This is for the fans anyway.
I guess the Los Angeles Rams.
Nope, it is not.
Active team.
Active team right now
Raiders?
in the NFL.
The
Not
Green
the
Bay
Raiders.
Packers.
Yes, sir.
Okay, that makes
Thank you for
sense.
taking that away from the fans.
Sorry, guys.
But that is the show.
America's
that is
team.
the answer. Doty, you should have knew that off the rip. I'm kind of disappointed.
I thought it was the Bears, but, I knew it was one of the
I
two.
think the Bears started off in the other one.
The AFL?
Yeah. But
See how he does trick questions?
yeah, but that's the point. That's the point of it. We gotta have. I can't just give y'all something easy to get it. Thomas Finnegan said Baltimore Colts, and that was not it at all. But Doty,
Yep.
we got some important topics to hit on today, man. First things first. Hook's championship run, man. That was something to see, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was incredible to see him. Unfortunately, it came to an end, but to even have that opportunity to go out to San Antonio and enjoy that time as a team and grow together as a school and bring together that community was something special, I believe.
Most definitely. Morgan, you actually were able to go down and get some footage from that game. A lot of great pictures from that tournament. What'd you see down there?
That game specific? It was nice to see him go down there and play.
The trip in general.
Oh, the trip in general. State tournament might be something I'm going to do every year. While I only went to the Hooks game, San Antonio's a nice place, especially that time of year. It's a long, long drive, but facilities were unmatched. It was fly. As far as the Hooks game go, Hitchcock was just call it what it is. They were just a better team. They returned 10 of 13 players for next year's team. Even when they walked on the court initially, I couldn't believe they were a 3A team.
Yeah.
So, they beat the team in the finals by 30.
Exactly.
Or something like that. So, it's just you run into that. There's always that one special team. That's what happened.
Most definitely. And it kind of was sad to see their run end like that because they had so many come back from behind victories, and things weren't going their way 1 minute and the next minute they're up 10, 15 all season long. So to see it come to an end like that was sad. But just making it to the state tournament, we've talked about it multiple times on this show and just this year. You don't see teams out of East Texas going to state in basketball very often. So to see Hooks do that, it was just great for me. What about you, Chase?
Well, shout out Morgan for being the only Texarkana media guy to go down there. So we appreciate that.
I was a little disappointed in my counterparts, but
my wife Alicia graduated from Hooks, so we kind of were tuned in a little bit more than probably. But I think just I can remember the days of like Damian Henderson and some of those guys before Dustin and just being such good basketball players, but unfortunately never being able to put runs together. Texas High, PG, all those teams, and then obviously the Hawks did it, and just being around since 03, 04, I mean it very rarely happens, if ever. So I think what they did, I don't think the community really appreciates, really, in my opinion, because it wasn't talked about more. But it's almost, got to be harder than what we do in football in the community at times. So I think what they did, even though not winning it is very unfortunate, it was something that, memories that'll last a lifetime. And
I wish we had a video camera on this.
I mean,
now he's gonna kick my camera over.
This is the hardest.
You see how he didn't touch Chase's camera?
I didn't want to.
This is the hardest working conditions.
I'm sure now I'm no longer.
This is the hardest working conditions I've ever had to work in on my PR run.
You're good. Hey, check this out right here. I didn't want to mess up your story. I didn't want to mess up the story right there because it was so heartfelt. But if I could have had a camera, oh my God, I can't. I'm trying to get through these cameras right here.
It is
a lot
an
of people from Hooks came. When we went down to the Riverwalk Thursday night, half the people there were from Hooks.
Yeah.
And the Riverwalk is a creek. I'm with Charles Barkley on that.
Hooks traveled well the entire playoff run. Their games during the season were fairly close, but every game out of town that we were able to go to, it was full of blue and white. The baseball team, when they were done playing their games, wherever they were playing, they came down to me and stuff like that. So when the community's behind the school, man, sky's the limit. So shout out to Hooks again.
Do they return a bunch for next year?
They do, yeah. Keyshawn, Carvion, Boogie. Those are like three of their 4 starters, or 3 of their 5 starters, excuse me.
They lose Nate and they lose Landon Hamilton.
Yeah. But
they're going to be tough to lose as
well. They bring back 3 of the 5 starters.
Good for them.
They'll be ready next year too. Carvin Johnson's a tough guard, regardless of who's on the court with him. Keyshawn Walls, how he does it at his size in the paint is crazy, but he gets to the line multiple times a night, double digits. And then Boogie, one of the most athletic kids probably in the area, if not in the state. And he plays at Hooks, so they've got a chance to do something else next year. And then, but basketball's over, sadly. You know what I'm saying? We wanted to keep going longer, at least a couple more games anyway. But baseball and softball's here. I know it's your favorite time of the year for sure. I can't say Mr. Sticks now. He took your name away. But it's your favorite time of year. Favorite time for me too, kind of. But it's baseball season. It's here. And softball as well.
And track.
And track.
Yeah. Track.
Don't sleep on track.
I don't sleep on track, but obviously I didn't run track. So it doesn't peak in my mind.
Field guys on this side of the room.
Mr. Gilmer's watching Tyson Jemerson.
Oh, Tyson Jemerson. That's your boy right there.
Call his boss. Tell him he ain't working.
What have y'all seen so far around the area for baseball?
Obviously Ty Wade's doing what he needed to do. He's got a chance to kind of leave his name in stone as one of the best to come out of Texarkana a long time. And if they'll pitch to him, I think he will. It's hard to keep up with all the stats, but I think the other day I saw maybe it was walked 17 times, like 12 intentional. I
can bring it up.
Yeah. So I don't have a copy of the screen, so I don't want to be inaccurate.
So I have it all pulled up. For hitting, he has a 545 average, an 833 on base percentage, a 209.1 slugging, and so a 2924 OPS. He's 6 for 11 with a triple, 5 home runs, 17 walks, 13 of them intentional. And then pitching wise, he's pitched 15 innings, 28 strikeouts, 6 walks. He has a 0.93 ERA, and he's allowing a 176 batting average.
That is Zach the Stat Doty talking to you.
And I saw something. Somebody on Facebook yesterday. Just because people are bad humans at times, they go, "Well, he wouldn't do that in Texas." And to be clear, Ty Wade would do it in any state in the country. In Texas, they would pitch to him more, and it would be even more impressive. But I think the thing that people don't realize about Arkansas baseball is there's one conference that's comparable to any in state, and that's the one they play in. With Benton and El Dorado and Lakeside and Lake Hamilton, all those guys. So what he's done on the mound, if he never hits again what he's done on the mound, he might be the best arm in the state right now. And obviously offensively he is just above everybody else right now. So proud of him. And Jared Halter's been really good and on the mound as well. So a lot of local guys in the area. A lot of it's like every school's got good players, a lot of young players playing well right now. So I think it's a good time for Texarkana baseball and softball.
Most definitely. Dodie, what you got for that?
Well, before you go there, speaking of hooks, Birdwell, they're doing it on the Birdwell's kids are doing it on baseball and softball side. So I think I'm not as connected to softball as I should be. I know Texas got some young ones playing, Presley Klopp and Callie Forte and all those girls, but I do know that Birdwell's daughter is just as good as his son, I think, over for the Hornets.
Yeah, she's doing an incredible job. She's leading most of our leaderboards, and on the pitching side of things, 76 strikeouts now, I believe, for after this last game against Queen City, and she's just dominant in the circle for hooks. And we can kind of just go through everybody and kind of a recap of where they are so far. We'll start with Arkansas High, 6-1 so far this season. They have a game at home tonight against Prescott, so make sure to go out and support them. We alluded to Ty Wade and how good of his season he's having. Liberty Allo is 12-2 this season. They won last night against Sulphur Springs, a big 10-0 run rule win. You guys were at that game. Talk about that a little bit, Nick.
Man, great game. First of all, shout out to Liberty Allo, Coach Fowler, Coach Jones. I guess Coach Fowler squared since they're both out there. But,
Coach Rushing.
Yeah,
Yes.
they're just going crazy right now. But last night, W.T. Jones just had it on the bump. It didn't matter who they played last night. I'm pretty sure they would have came away with the win. He had control over everything. Off-speed pitches were on point. He ate the outside corner up all night long. They couldn't swing at it. AOH, guys swinging one-handed at balls in the dirt and stuff like that. And then offensively, 1 through 9, literally last night, all hit the ball well, ran the bases well. They just played good baseball last night.
Yeah, Zach's done a really good job with some of those young kids, Tristan Howe, Colin Evans, and Braden Pipes. And obviously when you got Cal and WT, those are sometimes once-in-a-decade kind of players for a program. But those young kids, man, they're doing exceptional and getting on base and giving them a chance. And I think that's kind of the story in all of Texarkana. Texas High's young kids. Jacob Yao and Cameron Reitner and Knox Pilgreen and all those guys, Tanner Ross and even James Bowie and Genoa, they've even got some really good young freshmen and sophomores. So I think the narrative across town right now is the young guys are doing really well and the older guys are kind of carrying a little bit.
And kind of like how y'all were talking about with Liberty Allo, I think 1 through 9 is just capable of doing anything for that team. The Coach Fowler and Coach Jones and Coach Rushing and all those coaches over there have done a great job of developing these kids so well and providing them with the opportunity to make anything happen in any part of the lineup, 1 through 9. And then I think what's even scarier is their pitching staff. WT last night, 5 innings pitched, 12 strikeouts, 1 hit, no walks. Made sure to throw that in.
Craig will get mad if you don't mention no walks.
No walks. And
Time, 1, 2, 3.
But
No walks.
That's that's your ace, and then you have Cal, who's going to come out there, who's dominant with his. He changes up his off speed. He changes his momentum every single pitch, and so it throws off the hitter. And then you have Richie Plant, you have Tristan Howe, you got Britton Pipes, you got all these guys that can come in and do really well for them as well on the mound.
Most definitely. I think last night, which I played for Coach Jones before, but last night the thing that I saw in the dugout or heard in the dugout was just the language. Everybody in the dugout speaking the same language. They're not in there talking about what's going on after the game, what they're going to do this weekend. It's baseball. It's focused up. They were up big the entire night, and the only thing that they were saying in the dugout was, "Hey, let's stay locked in. Let's keep it going. Let's get out of here." And so when you start seeing teams do that, especially early in the season, well, I guess we're kind of midway now, but when you start seeing teams do that, you got a chance to do something. So they're going to be a good team to watch all year.
The thing about LE that's so impressive, those are 4 head coaches. And Craig's a Hall of Famer. Rick probably should be a Hall of Famer. And Ricky's turned down some head jobs. So, and obviously what Zach's done. And Zach, who's been a childhood friend of mine, Zach's like the most selfless and, no ego, doesn't care who gets the credit, doesn't care who coaches the bases. And even since having a kid, he's been even more so of, hey, whatever we got to do. And I think you're starting to see the kids kind of do that as well. And I was going to call the game with you last night. Was kind of excited to see it firsthand, and I hate that it didn't work out that way. To be sitting up close in the good seats, but they got something special over there, and it'll be exciting for like the PGLE game this year, I think will be.
Oh yeah,
I think it'll be exciting because they both have the same narrative, in my opinion. PG's got the same young kids. LE's got the young kids. They both got a handful of older kids. And if those young kids don't make any mistakes on both sides, it'll be interesting to see which one of the older kids kind of pull them away. So I think baseball in the city, especially from a young side, is as good as it's ever been. And Zach's kind of at least the Leopards are kind of leading the way right now, I think.
Most definitely. Softball action. Well, actually, before who else we got on the baseball side?
Well, we'll continue with Pleasant Grove, like you were kind of talking about. They beat Paris last night, 4-0 to open up district play. You alluded to Jarrett Halter.
Yeah, Jarrett threw really well.
He had a complete game, 4 hits allowed, 12 strikeouts, and at the plate he had a double in that game. And he's only a sophomore. I mean, you talk about young talent. I mean, he's one of those guys that you highlight of young talent, especially on the mound. I think he'll continue to improve as we get to see his senior year.
He once he quit playing football, he put on like 17 pounds. Anytime your uncle plays in the big leagues, you probably know a little thing. And his dad, and Frank pitched at Texas, so I think Jared, in the field and on the mound is as good as anybody. Offensively, there are a lot of times he shows good things, and like any other young kid, he'll get himself out at times. But I think their win-loss record is a little deceptive at times when you look at some of the guys they played. I mean, they've played really, really probably they beat teams that were probably better than them on paper. College Station, some of those guys, but Hunter Rose has been exceptional. Luke Flanagan, Spencer Browning, Walker Wright, J.M. Long and Brendan Clark are kind of the two upperclassmen, and Cade Martin are, I guess, the two juniors and seniors of that group, and everybody else are freshmen and sophomores. So anytime you look at unfortunately, we don't get box scores like colleges every game, but if we did, I mean, it's always somebody else. It's something different every game, and one game it'll be Spencer, one game it'll be Jared, one game it'll be whoever, Ty Boozer, and they got a bunch of great young players as well. And Jared and Luke have really kind of put that pitching staff together at the top, and those other guys have kind of filled in behind them.
And you talked about the record. The record right now is 9-4-1. In this last tournament, they got big wins over 5A and 6A schools, Hallsville and Naaman Forest, and pretty convincing wins too.
For
So
sure.
I mean, it's
and would have
impressive
beat
to see.
Lindale if it wouldn't have been for Lightning. I feel like they had to come back. They were up 3-2. I think Jared threw, and obviously Jared would have gave you a chance to go all 7.
Yeah.
But the next day when they came back, he couldn't throw. So would have had probably another big win, but it ended up being a tie when they come back to finish. So.
Texas High also opens up district play last night. They lose to Hallsville, but they are 7-4 on the season. Jacob Yao, another person you were talking about, got his home run last night.
Yeah, that was
big
his first
home
of the
run.
year.
It was impressive to see. I know he was excited. He's been waiting on that one for sure.
Yeah, Jacob's one of my favorite players in the area just because he kind of puts his head down and works.
Yeah.
You don't know when it's a good game. You don't know when it's a bad game. Do anything you ask him to do. He's played really well, and he's obviously not extremely tall or extremely physical.
Yeah.
But from an offensive standpoint, it's always a chance to be a double. And he's got as good a swing as anybody. I think he was freshman of the year for the district as a freshman.
Yeah.
So as he gets older, those doubles are going to turn into home runs. I hope so. But again, they've got really, really good young players, and Worth McMillan on the mound.
Oh yeah,
Him
Worth is
and
great.
Tanner Ross.
Yeah.
It turned into a really good 1-2 punch, and Dallin Bristow behind the plate done a really good job of catching those guys. And but they graduated all those really good players last year, and I love the Tigers more than anybody, being a alumni, and but they've had to kind of redo their entire infield. They had Yao back, and now Knox is playing third, and Tanner's playing short, and kind of got mostly a new outfield. So anytime you start all these young guys, there's going to be lumps, but they'll have most of those guys back next year, if not all of them. And I think the future at Texas High is bright as well.
Oh yeah, I agree. I would just remember when Jacob Yao stepped on the scene last year, and like you said, it was always a chance for a double.
For sure.
He was explosive behind at the plate, and then they also backed it up with his glove in the field as well. I think he played third last year.
Yeah, he played third last year. They moved him to second. Hopefully
He played short last night. I mean, he did a great job there too.
it's even
So
better.
he can move all around. I mean, he's impressed me every time I've ever watched Texas High play, and they've got a bright
And he's caught a little bit, and he pitches some in the summer. And again, I mean, I think if you had to play him in left field in college, you could do it. And he's kind of – somebody asked me one day, is he the most underrated player? I don't know if he is, but what he is, again, you'll never know if it's a home run day or 0 for 3 with 3 strikeout day. And those are the best kind of kids you can have, in my opinion, because they always have a chance to play well.
And Nick, you talking about last season, his first at bat was a walk-off hit against Pine Tree. I mean, he was kind of destined for success after that, and he's continued it so far. I mean, another sophomore who's continuing to be good.
And the Tigers aren't great right now. I don't know their record.
7-4.
Yeah, 7-4. But that sophomore class is really, really good. Austin Treadway and Jacob Hyde, and I think just kind of got another transfer the other day. So they'll look up as a senior class, and I mean they'll have 2 years. I have all seniors on the field probably, and Cam Reitner and a couple young guys or younger guys out there. But again, I think they're headed in the right direction. And Coach McLaren, Coach Minnie, they do a great job with what they have. And
Coach Watson, the pitching coach, has done a great job of developing pitching right now.
He, unfortunately for them, is a guy again that went there. Unfortunately, their district's a little. Everybody's not painting with the same canvases over there. It's not always
adding White House doesn't help either.
No. And again, I mean, sometimes you play games and they're just better. Yeah. It's like when Missouri plays in the SEC. Some weeks you're just not going to win, and it is what it is sometimes. But those coaches are doing a great job, and like I said, they got a bunch of young kids that wanted to prove a point, and they've been doing it all year, especially offensively. And like I said, Worth and Tanner, having those guys back next year for one more run, I think they'll have a chance in the future.
Yeah. You just said something right there. About Jacob Yao being the most underrated player. And I was actually just talking to Dodie about this. I think one of the most underrated players in the city right now is the center fielder for Liberty Ilo. I can't think – what's his name? Aiden Easter.
Yeah, he's a good player.
There was a ball hitting the hole last night that I don't know that anybody else in town would have gotten to. And, I mean, he tracked it down with ease.
I think when you start throwing out the term most underrated, I don't really like the term because it acts like people just showed up or just got good or, just people are kind of overslighting them on purpose. My thing is plays like that, because if you love baseball and you appreciate it, like that's what you walked away from. Somebody else might walk away from a strikeout on 3 pitches and you go, hey, let me tell you who was good last night. So I think overrated or underrated is all in the narrative of who's paying attention. But I will say the one that's like one of the best players in the city that nobody knows is Scott Trumbull at Arkansas High.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, like, huge win against Benton the other night.
Being behind the plate in that first game, too.
And having to catch Ty is hard. It's not easy. It's not an easy thing to do, and he's done a great job. And again, I hate using that word or that narrative, but Scott and Esther. I mean, there's really good players. Walt Jones at Ashdown. There's really good players that don't always get the press that they necessarily deserve. But I hope when people watch them like you and you walk away, those are the ones that really kind of get the momentum going. Is when somebody that loves baseball sees something and they appreciate it.
Absolutely. And then closing out baseball, we'll talk about Hooks. They are 13-3 so far on the season. They take down Queen City last night with a 7-2 win. Cameron Choate goes 6 2/3, 3 hits, 1 earned run, 1 walk with 9 strikeouts. And then Trip Basinger, the freshman quarterback, who was outstanding for Hooks, he had a double and a triple with an RBI last night in that big win over Queen City.
Yeah, Hooks, I mean, they do a good job. Obviously, Logan Davis is a senior going to Euler. Kind of catcher outfielder, so I don't know how many upperclassmen they got, but anytime at a smaller school you have a Division I commit, it's kind of a rarity thing. But John Stilson's their new pitching coach. John was a 3rd rounder. He's from Texas High, and done a really good job for those guys, I think, along with Coach Aled and some of those guys they have. So they got great players, Hudson Davis, and obviously. Just Birdwell does a really good job in Choate, and just a bunch of really good players for a small town. And Hooks has always had good players. So
most definitely. Seen Hooks play a couple of times this year so far, and they've impressed me both times that I've been able to watch. One thing about them is they just grind it out. Not very many guys. They have about 3 or 4 guys that look like they can hit it out of the park.
For sure.
But everybody in their lineup goes up there and battles at the plate, and they just get guys on. And their first baseman, I'm horrible with names, so excuse me for that. But
Jack Ledford,
Jack Ledford.
You can't coach that. You can't coach what he brings to the field at all.
And his dad's been a legend. His dad was like Cedric Harris and Nick Bisham's coach back. That was his first job, and he's been around and obviously been a head football coach too. But the thing about Hooks, there's no way to prove this or whatever, but you look at the success they're having compared to last year. I mean, it's no secret that they're the only team that gets to practice every day. I mean, they're the only turf field in the area. I mean, they get more reps than everybody. They got a bunch of coaches, kids on the team. I think the offensive coordinator coaches, kid plays, the defensive coordinator, the AD. I mean, everybody's a coach's son, and they got a turf field to get reps in every day, and I think it's showing off. And Again, you got good arms in Choate and Davis. You've had a chance.
Softball field turf?
Yes.
Yeah.
Where is the softball field?
I'm not sure.
It's if you cut through the football and go to the left, it's right there.
Cut through the football.
Like the football parking lot. Like if you're leaving baseball, you kind of go through.
Go straight.
Yeah, it's like a gravel kind of thing. You can go through there. And I think Casey Stilson is their head coach, or I think she got, I don't know her last.
She was at Queen City at one point.
Stilson was?
I thought so. Maybe I'm
No, I
wrong.
don't think so. I think John's the pitching coach. I think Casey's the softball coach, but I could be wrong.
But it's not near the baseball field.
I mean,
It's across the way, but yeah.
yeah, I mean, it's
Somebody
close
told me
enough.
it's right beside the baseball field. I was like, no, it's not beside the baseball field.
I mean, like, I'm not going to walk there, but somebody in a better shape, it would be walking distance for them.
Buddy Sheldon said sophomore QB. Was he talking about basing?
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
talking about Basinger. I messed up and called him a freshman.
There we go.
Mr.
Casey Price is the softball coach.
Mr. Perfection.
Yeah, that's John Stilson's sister.
Okay.
Perfectionist and being human are two different things.
Decab, I think.
All right, we'll continue and talk about softball. Speaking of Hook softball, 12-5, they did lose to Queen City last night, 4-1. But like you were talking about, Kinsley Birdwell, 76 strikeouts on the year. She's doing a really good job. Maggie Campbell was leading in our ERA, and so they're doing really well to start the season. I feel like they could be the most underrated team here in town.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little out of my expertise, but I know anytime you got parents like Burwell's daughter has, I mean, you're probably destined to be a super athlete. And, anytime you're a softball pitcher and you're pretty good, softball's going to be pretty good. So, I think Hooks is at least preparing to make a run in softball as well, just like basketball and hopefully baseball will. So.
Exactly. I'm anxious to see how the season's going to shake out for all the softball teams around here. Last year it was a great year for softball in the area, and then this year everybody's getting wins. It seems like in the area for softball. So I'm ready to see who's going to make that playoff push.
Texas High had probably the most dramatic district opening win.
Oh yeah, I was there.
Yeah, that was next on. Texas High 7-5 last Friday. They had a 25-1 win over Tyler, and then like you alluded to, that walk-off win against Pine Tree at home to win 10-9 was incredible. Nick, you were there. Kind of talk about the atmosphere there and kind of that moment.
I always seem to be around the hype stuff, but that atmosphere was great. I was actually filming
he was
with my
not
camera.
there during the buzzer beater.
I was actually filming with my camera, and then the moment came up, and I put the camera down and went to my cell phone so we could put it out immediately. But freshman comes in. Freshman comes up to bat. Game on the line, man, and she went up there like a champ. It was no big deal. Even after the game, when I interviewed her, she was just like, "Hey, I just went up there and did what I do." And to be a freshman, to be put in a spot like that and to come through, it's got to be great for the program and obviously great for her. Sydney, what's the last name?
Woods.
Sydney Woods. I got to go to Doty for everything around here.
Their young class is really, really good. I mean, like Texas freshman and maybe sophomore group is really good, and a lot of them do play for stick softball. So like Cameron Forte runs our softball, and his daughter Callie is a freshman, so I just happened to going to watch them play a little bit just because obviously we love Callie. But they got some really talented young girls, and Eva Treadway's coming up. She's an 8th grader, and she's kind of the next, I guess, phenom in the area for softball.
Yeah,
so.
I think she's probably the next best female athlete.
Yeah. So it was good to
in
get
the city. And then there's another one coming up that's, I guess, Stella's age, Jennifer? What's her name? The girl that plays football and all that?
Oh,
plays
yeah, I know what you're
basketball
talking about.
against
It's
the boys.
Gabriel.
Sophia is going to be.
No, her main sport right now is tennis and golf.
Okay, well, I'm going to get her off tennis and golf. And she's got to start. She might.
Playing tennis and golf.
She's a
Well,
hooper too.
I'm gonna talk to Gabrielle about this. I'm gonna talk to her dad about this.
Yeah,
Is she a TISD kid?
no,
She's
she's a PG kid.
Yeah.
Oh, well, keep playing golf.
There you go, starting stuff.
Well, speaking of PG, I think Addie Kohler hit 2 home runs the other night too.
She did.
You
Yeah,
talking about
she's-
Addie or Abby?
There's two.
Addie
Kohler.
There's an
He's
inside
giving me a
joke.
hard time.
There's an
again.
inside
I know nothing about that, but I know Kohler hit 2 home
Spelled
runs.
everybody else's name right. Calls Addie Abby.
There's 8 other Abbies on the team, and so it was just a habit.
It's a very common heart and soul name.
Abby, Addie, it gets mixed up. Speaking of Pleasant Grove, 9-8-1 on the year. 2 wins over Arkansas teams. 7-5 over Genoa, and an 8-7 win over Falk. Abby Runyon took the circle again in both of those games and did very well.
They play. Texas High plays Longview tomorrow at 11:30 in the morning. Your boys are gonna be there.
Softball.
Softball. And then baseball plays Friday night at 7.
There we go. There we go. Got some good matchups.
Why
coming up.
softball play so early?
It's supposed to rain tomorrow, so I guess they're just trying to get it in. I think they switched it thinking we would stream it if they switched it to Thursday, which we probably would have. But since rain came in, since they'd already switched it, they moved it to 11. I think it's spring break, right?
I'm not sure. What I do know is this year in sports has been the most game changes, like move the date because of the weather that I've ever seen in my life, I feel like.
Well, it's still not as bad as Ohio State postponing football games because of rain. But, yes, there's been a lot of games changed.
Yeah, there's been a lot of games changed this year.
Well, and a lot of that's, again, had to do with everybody getting to use Hooks Field.
Yeah, I wonder if Hooks is charging to use that field.
They should. They should. If they're not charged, they should charge.
They could pay back for the field with all the people that have to
Exactly.
pay on it.
I can promise you it won't be cheap during playoffs.
No.
It will not be cheap during playoffs.
You want to play? How bad you want to play? You know? Hey, but shout out to all the teams in the area right now.
Hold on, we got Liberty Allo. Dylan Surratt's
Do not
watching.
do that.
We
Hey,
got to
Surratt
make
out.
sure.
We
We
gotta
do
got
that.
We got to make sure to talk about Liberty Allo softball. They are 6-9.
Got to be sure they get their coverage.
Last Tuesday I was
They
there.
don't get
They got a big 16-5 win over Dangerfield. Ended up running ruling them. Jakai Ray, who I think is the best female athlete in town. She is incredible to watch on the diamond. Great athlete. She had a home run. Casey Otwell with an inside the park home run. Watch out for the Leopards.
She'll give you 10 and 10 from the post in the basketball season as well. So she's a great athlete. And then just sheer size alone. I mean, she's tall, athletic. We saw her hit bombs last year, and then she's turning around and doing it again this year. Played first base actually for him last year and moved over to shortstop this year. So shout out to,
moved over to shortstop, and she's played it very well. The way that she's able to extend and keep the ball in the infield is incredible, and she's done a great job of it.
Do we think she's related to all the really good Rays?
She
that
is.
can- okay.
She's Jamal and all.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
she's definitely a
their
good player
sister.
then. Ain't no doubt.
And then Arkansas High got their first win in softball over Genoa Monday night. Macy Lee, 7 innings pitched, 4 hits, 4 runs, and 11 strikeouts. Macy Lee, a top 25 player in Arkansas, I believe,
like SB
or top
Live.
20,
Yeah, SB Live.
something like
Top
that.
25
But I mean, she's a very talented pitcher, done a really good job, and good to see them get their first win of the season.
Most definitely.
Addie Kohler hit 2 home runs last night. We talked about that?
Well, just briefly.
That was the whole Addie Abby thing, that you brought
I
up.
know that.
that you
Abby,
brought up.
Addie.
While y'all were talking baseball, I was reading this, not the whole 28-page thing, but I was reading some of the excerpts from it of this Michael Irvin $100 million lawsuit. They released the video today.
Did they?
So one of the excerpts is overly. Well, I got to find it. Basically, they said he was obviously drunk and very handsy. Video shows he never even touched her, and he shook her hand at the end. So I watched the entire 2-minute and 2-second video while y'all were talking, and your boy's about to be paid.
Yeah.
Michael Irvin did this video
What's such a shame
that at
is
the Marriott did. Like he's about to be paid.
what's a shame is if it wasn't on video, he would lose.
Oh yeah,
Exactly.
absolutely.
That's what's a shame.
Absolutely. And you know what? Nothing's going to happen to this girl. That's what makes me angry about these situations.
Yeah.
Nothing is going to happen to her. He can sue her, but she's a bartender. She don't have any real net worth, probably. So he's going to have to sue the Marriott, and then he's probably, I guess, going to have to sue Fox or ESPN or whoever
Well, that's
took him
what I was
off
gonna
for
say,
all
yeah.
the lost income. And then lots of reputation because people, even though you know how this goes, you accuse somebody of something, whether it's true or not, it doesn't matter.
doesn't
That's what
leave.
people remember, even though we have definitive proof that she lied.
Yeah. It's going to follow him. I hate that.
I urge everybody to go watch the video. It's mildly unentertaining. Nothing happens.
I hate that for him because obviously one of the greats. If you watch sports at all,
You know, the thing is, like, I actually, like, when he said he didn't do it, like, I believed Michael Irvin didn't do it. Sometimes
in
you're
this day
like,
and age-
eh. But I believed him because he was just so, like, I don't even know.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, they got to have the wrong guy.
By the way, that could have been anybody in this room.
It could have been
We
anybody.
just
You're
don't have
right.
as much money as Michael Irvin.
Yeah.
exactly.
So
And I think it's just so bad. Like I believed him anyway because if you do something in a public place in 2023, you know it's on video. So to come out and say no, that just didn't happen, and then his friend or whoever was with him came out and backed it up right there. and was
no,
like,
he didn't know that guy. He
he didn't even know
No,
the
no,
guy?
no. Who I don't know about. Look, I hate speaking on stuff I don't know all the information. But Michael made the comment that said if I hadn't have shook that dude's hand and like whatever, he wouldn't even have been there. He was like, it would have just been Michael and the girl. He would have never even had a witness.
So that guy did walk up. I know who you're talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah.
But they said the people in the bar area, like he went through and said hi, and those people still had their cameras on him, like filming him. And what he said, without all that, he said he would 100% been done.
Done for.
And it's a shame because there are situations where bad stuff happen and people act wrong. But now stuff like this is going to make it.
I feel
It's
like
just
this
going to
girl
sway
should
the
do jail
pendulum.
time. Like, I
It's
feel
gonna
like if you're going to make this kind of claim, you should do jail time when it's obvious she lied.
It's going to sway. Like right now, the pendulum sways so far this way to where like automatically you get laid off and you get whatever and you can't go out in public. But now it's going to be like if stuff like this is going to keep happening. Nobody's ever going to believe
You don't
when
believe
bad
the
stuff
victim
does
when the
happen.
victim
Then
actually is a victim. Yeah.
that's
So
that's
the
the
Marriott
situation that's
claim
not
was,
good.
I found it, appeared to be physically intoxicated, very touchy, and grabbed the woman forcibly. He did not touch this woman in the
That's the
entire
only thing
video,
why the Marriott
other
backed
than
it up.
shaking her hand. And everybody in the bar said they offered to buy him drinks. He said, "No, I have to work tomorrow," and declined drinks.
He on a PR run.
Huh?
Can't work when you're on a PR run. That's why you got to drink things like Redemption. Make sure you contact Jonathan Boyce to get you a can.
Hey, there we go. There we go. Shout out to
Or
Redemption
a case.
Energy.
Yeah.
Hey, I need some redemption energy because there's about to be a lot of basketball to watch here, y'all. March Madness is on the horizon. Brackets have been turned in the Phone Pro studio.
I did not turn mine in. I'm gonna win, no matter what. I will be the winner.
Who do you got your winner as?
I got Kansas as my winner.
Who you got?
I think Arizona's gonna win.
turn that down,
I think either Arizona or Alabama, but I think something's gonna happen.
I got
to
Alabama
in-
playing
in there.
Texas. Texas losing.
You got Texas going all the way.
I think Texas
Yeah.
has a chance to go far. I either have them losing to Houston or losing in the national championship, but I think that they can make it out there. I think Texas is a really good team. Do y'all have any kind of sleeper picks, any upsets that you think could happen?
I'm going down back through it now. I picked a few upsets just to have them. My bracket's not going to make it.
This will be the 14th year in a row I picked Kentucky to win, so I'm not looking forward to my bracket doing any well.
Which I'd love to see Damien get a ring. They ain't gonna win it.
I mean,
Well, I hope Cal wins another.
that would be an upset. So I mean, hey, there you go.
I just,
Last year my bracket was done at like 10 a.m.
I
Well, yeah,
basically
'cause
just did it
Kentucky
where I
lost
made
first
Arizona
round to
play
St. Peter's.
Texas. I made Houston play.
What'd you say?
I basically made Houston, Texas, and A&M go as far as I could.
Yeah.
And that's basically was my deal.
Why not TCU, Nick?
Come on, bro. That's first round exit.
Where's SMU in there?
That's a first round exit.
Where's SMU in?
We were in
the
there way
bracket?
back in the day. Y'all had to wait till 2023 to get
Where's SMU in
in.
the
We've
bracket?
been in.
I'm pretty sure we went to the Elite Eight last year.
Go Wildcats.
This dude has no real connection to TCU, but
They're
fights for them.
trash.
I had family that went to TCU.
They went to the national championship just
my
to get
aunt and my
embarrassed.
uncle
That's
both
all.
graduated from TCU.
National championship just to get embarrassed.
My
TCU was trash.
grandma
They
went
always
to
be
TCU, I
trash.
think.
So,
Unfortunately,
random
it's
segment.
SFI.
Let's just throw this one in there. We need to have a conversation on if your kid is trying out for a sport. Do you feel like you need to go buy
gosh.
all the stuff they would get if they make the team for them to try out for the team?
No comment.
Well, we got a coach here.
So if people are trying out for the baseball team, all right, do you think it's okay for them to show up in just whatever shoes they have, or do they need to come decked out in brand new Nike cleats?
I think it depends if they have cleats. If they need cleats, then you should get them nice cleats.
But they really don't need them unless they make the team.
But what do they already have a pair of cleats?
There's a lot of factors here. If they already have cleats, they should wear them.
No.
So apparently
No.
there's a lot more to the story behind the cameras than you
So
can see.
if you're going to try out for something,
Yes.
all right, and all it takes is tennis shoes.
No, it doesn't.
It takes tennis shoes to try out for this. And you only need the shoes you need if you make the team. Do you feel like you should go buy the shoes?
Well, you want your child to be successful.
She claims they're for tumbling, but she already does tumbling without them.
Ask Buddy Shelton. He's the biggest cheerleader in the comments. Ask him.
Oh,
He just said you better show up like you already know what you're doing. That's what Buddy Shelton
And
said.
shoes are going to make that difference. The bottom of
I'm
those
not Buddy
Adidas
Shelton.
shoes
I'm
look
just speaking
like
for
the
him.
bottom of any running shoe I've ever seen.
Hey,
Get them.
I tried out for several teams. I tried out for several teams as a kid with holes in my shoes, and I
Your
never
daughter's.
not made
Is this
the team,
about
guys.
the daughter?
They don't matter.
Cheerleader.
Stella's definitely going to be a Hawk cheerleader. Yes, just go ahead and start. Just get them on like a yearly subscription.
A yearly subscription shoe.
No,
She's going to be a Hawk cheerleader.
My point being is you
Oh.
shouldn't buy stuff until you're actually on the team.
No.
Yeah, because
You're
let's just
trying
say-
out.
Team in Crocs. Or
Not Crocs, but
People
you're
show
taking
up
it,
in.
you're taking it too
hey,
far though.
People show up to football camps wearing pajamas.
Are you going to go to football camp wearing like baseball cleats?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you already have the cleats, then you wear them.
I don't think you should buy any of this until you're on the team.
Listen,
Stella's going to make the
if you
team.
got a pair,
All of
hey,
this
check
is-
this out right here.
all
you
of this
got
is
a pair,
for nothing.
if you're, let's just say this right here. If you say you've been playing baseball your entire life and you got a pair of rubber baseball cleats and you're going to go try out for a football team, you better put them rubber cleats on and go try out. Ain't no point in going to go buy no new vapors. You might not make it.
This is not a sport thing.
Stella
You
can
brought
have
up
whatever
the
she
sports
wants.
thing.
Same thing that says travel volleyball should be a thing.
If you're going to try out for the Nutcracker,
Biggest money grab of all time is travel volleyball.
Dance.
You show up
No,
Man.
Everybody's a winner in dance.
Travel volleyball.
Everybody's
they
a
make
winner
your
in
kids
dance.
ref the games before and after them. So even after you're
At least
done
they
on a
compete,
Sunday,
though.
you got to stay, and they get to work your kids for free.
But then they get to learn all the rules.
No, hire people.
No,
You gotta
but we
be-
need
you
we need
gotta-
the
you-
kids to learn.
Listen, see, I do have some beef with dance. Here's my beef with dance. All right, you got to pay for the instructor to teach them.
Yeah.
Then you got to pay a stupid price for whatever they got to wear. And then they find little things to nickel and dime you for, like shoes. Random shoes they're going to wear one time. And then
Recital.
when it's all said and done, you get to go watch them, and you have to pay to watch them.
Well, if you're looking to dance, you should go to Jessica Bolton because that's who my niece goes to,
or Miss Gail. That's where Stella goes.
or Miss
I like
Gail.
Jessica
Chris-
Bolton a
goes,
lot. She's
Because
a Gameday
Stella
fave.
goes to.
Stella goes to
Miss Gail.
Miss Gail at All Star Dance.
Yeah,
I know they got to get their money, but y'all are not quite as bad as travel volleyball.
Shout out Miss Gill. That's her person.
The only thing about
Y'all are
dance
the
is
same parallel.
I remember my niece won like
See that credit card represented.
my niece won something. It was like platinum or gold or something, and I was like, oh great, she won. Then like everybody won, and there was like all these certificates. And then for everything, and then somebody was ruby and diamond. So I get like travel baseball's like on the bad side of things here, but at least everybody's not a winner in my world. Like everybody doesn't get diamond and gold.
You have a great argument. You get kids more scholarships than most schools do combined in our area. Like if we see
Well-
scholarships go out, it sticks players. All right, but we're talking we're
might
in
be
sixth
true.
grade playing travel volleyball, and I'm gonna be honest, it doesn't seem that great to me.
I don't know anything about volleyball.
Well, imagine
Yeah.
and
Because I didn't
imagine
never have to ref it, so I don't know anything about it.
traveling, paying for the hotel, having to get there super early because your kid has got to ref or
Yeah.
work the books on a game that you're paying to play in the tournament, but they don't. They're going to make your kids do the work, and then your kid finally plays, and then you got to stay, even though you got a 3-hour drive home. You have to stay. You're required to stay, so your kid can work for them.
Yeah, I mean that's.
And
not,
then they were
yeah.
going to play some boys. This is the dumbest thing. I'm telling y'all, dude. Travel volleyball's for the birds.
Baby, it's not that many. I don't know how big.
What are they
travel
doing
volleyball
playing
is.
against
When-
boys
when you-
anyway?
That's what I'm saying.
What
Maybe
are
there's not
boys
enough
doing
teams.
playing volleyball?
When you-
A travel boys volleyball team plays girls.
Well,
You ever
I would
turn the
know
news on?
men's volleyball gets hype.
You ever
But
turn
I
the
don't know
news
about
on?
boys.
I think it's okay in 23 for girls to play
It ain't
boys.
okay with me.
Yeah, yeah.
That's not
like
okay.
it ain't
Yeah,
okay
yeah.
with me.
I think there's some states
point
that
was
allow
like,
that.
why are you even allowing them to play against boys?
What we just need is a PGY volleyball league.
We do.
Oh, see, problem solved.
No, man, you
Look,
got
I
travel.
saw-
You
I
got
saw
to play
problem-
travel volleyball
Y'all
because
just-
travel volleyball is better than
Do we
basic
blame?
volleyball.
Do we blame him for that?
No, I got nothing to do with
Probably, I should be
volleyball.
blaming Bruce.
Negative, Ghost Rider. Negative. I got nothing to do with volleyball.
Do we blame him for
Hey,
that?
and then
Our
Jennifer buys everything they come out
You ain't
with.
traveling, you ain't trying. That's what they say.
Well, listen, she does have on a team volleyball. We need a sticks volleyball
Hey, and
team.
my beef isn't with what is the name of the organization? Net. It's not my beef is not with net volleyball.
It's with
My
the
beef
team
is with the
organization.
tournaments that they go to. That's who my beef's with. If we played in Texarkana
Yeah.
and then we played some teams in Longview, maybe drive to Tyler, cool. But what they're doing is like making the kids do the work when you're having to pay for it, and it's really your time. Like it's just
Chris Looney
it
said.
is the biggest scam I've ever seen in sports.
Hey, Chris Looney says.
Did win a national title.
Hey, shout out to them girls for winning a national title. I still think what our
They have to
daughter's
work
doing right
before and
now
after?
is a 100% scam.
Hey, Chris Looney said, Morgan, you speaking facts. My daughter has played about 5 boys teams, and they're 5-0 against them.
Well, I don't want my daughter playing against boys
I don't
in
either. I
volleyball.
think that's
Matter of
kinda-
fact, next time that happens, we're just going to go home.
I don't think that's free. I don't think that's really fair.
No, it's definitely
I don't
not
think
fair.
they should let them play against the girls.
Stars on in that team.
Yeah, they beat all the boys, but I just think whenever I hear these things, I just think about like myself as a 13-year-old or whatever. If I spiked the ball at Stella's
Oh, I
face
know,
at
dog.
13, there's no way she.
I'm
had a
assuming
chance.
it's because there's not enough boys or girls travel.
Or maybe it's a money scheme, and they will let anybody play in it.
They're on a 12U team.
Yes, ma'am.
But our 13-year-olds team still has 11 and 12-year-olds. So it was.
So we just need co-ed volleyball, so there'll be enough teams.
Sounds right. Sounds about right. But
If y'all want to make sticks volleyball, just let me know. I'll design the uniforms. Y'all get somebody to coach it.
Can I get in on the money scheme?
Apparently, there's a lot of it in slate volleyball. I don't know.
No, we ain't got to hire an adult to be there.
Just work the kids.
Just work the kids.
Be like,
to mess with y'all, man.
be like having Donovan running the show.
He's done it before. Hey.
I know nothing about slate volleyball.
So
I'm a
anyway,
fan.
long story short, do you need to buy shoes to try out?
Look,
Let me see one of these shoes.
And I bought the cheap one.
These are not cheap. All right. First off, if Jennifer
No
tells you
hands.
she spent 100, that means she spent 195.
listen.
Okay.
I don't. The
So look,
concept
all right,
that
so
your
here's
daughter.
we got some shoes.
Yeah,
Got some normal support in the back. Doesn't bend. At all.
yeah.
About the bottom.
This
Okay.
support,
All right.
support.
Jennifer's right. It's about the bottom. Does this look any different than a normal shoe?
You need
I've never bought a woman's shoe, so I have no
Tell
idea.
me
That
how
looks like an
exactly
Adidas
this
free run,
shoe is
but,
going to help her make a cheer team.
Look, I got some shoes right
to
here.
what shoes.
They Adidas too.
Listen.
She does need white cheer shoes when she makes the team.
Part of the uniform requirements for trying.
I'm just here.
Hold on. So they make parents go buy shoes to try out in.
You have to have white cheer shoes.
The parents got to wear shoes too.
Listen, here's my question to you: Do you have any? Is there any doubt in your mind that your daughter will not be a? Listen, let me ask.
I don't
Whoa,
know.
whoa, just let me ask my question. Is there any doubt in your mind that your daughter won't be a heart and soul fighting hawk cheerleader?
Yeah, she's never cheered before. She's danced for 11 years.
That's got.
but she
That's
doesn't
not.
cheer.
There's no. There's just a solid question. Yes or no? Is there any
I
doubt?
don't know. I know. I paid for her to go to cheer practice and all this stuff.
She's gonna be a hawk.
But unlike most other parents, I'll admit if my kid is not great at something, I don't know if she's good or not. I've never seen her do
Well, there's
it.
good cheerleaders and bad ones, but I got a feeling she's still gonna make the hawk cheerleading.
Well, if she don't, somebody owes me $60.
I don't know. I don't know nothing about that. I don't know the return rates at
All I
academy.
know is if she does not make this team, Jennifer, it's a wrap on you. If she
Well, her mom's athletic, so she's
don't
got a
make this
chance.
team,
Jennifer is not athletic.
It's over.
She has a net
The reason
volleyball
I
video.
don't have stud kids is Jennifer.
Either way, she's going to be
Hey.
a cheerleader.
I don't
It
know
ain't-
if
it ain't
Jennifer's
for
an
my
athlete
fault.
or not. I don't know if Jennifer's an athlete or not or anything like that. All I know is she came in here one day, said she could dance, and then a couple weeks later, I went to a dance competition and where her and her teammate won. So I don't know if she can dance or not, but they won that comp.
First off, I've been with her my entire life almost. And I've seen her dance one time, and that was at that event. Okay?
Oh, is that Dancing with the Stars?
Yeah.
Yes,
I can't
and that's
believe
the only time in
whoever's
my
in charge
entire
of
life.
Texarkana Dancing with the Stars. I can't believe I was not invited this year, but next year,
What you,
I better
First
be
off,
the
you
first
pay a
person
ticket
to
like
get in.
everybody else.
No,
can
no,
go.
no. I'm not paying to dance.
you gonna dance?
If I get asked to dance with the Stars,
You gonna get out there?
You need to contact Temple Memorial.
no. Temple Memorial contacts me. I have an agent.
I'm right here.
Zach Doty will handle all inquiries about dancing, but I can't believe I wasn't asked to dance with the Stars. this
It's a
year.
lit event. I kind
had
of
to
wanted y'all to
pay-
do it again just so I could go.
Yeah, so I can dance. But listen, I had
Jennifer
to pay
was
Holly.
the judge.
Speaking of dance
Rumor on the
teachers,
street is she sold her vote.
That's how I know she cheated.
we had to pay Holly Gerald for my wedding to dance. We danced for like 3 months just to get the thing right, and the DJ started at the wrong part, so I didn't even know my steps.
Oh,
So
no.
just to be clear, I'm an awful dancer, but I was disappointed I wasn't invited to Dance with the Stars.
So y'all need to give my guy, Chase Brewster, agent sitting right beside him, Zachary Doty.
Contact me.
Yeah.
903-4903.
Dancing with the Stars.
gonna
next
dance
year,
with him,
man.
Doty?
Sticks taking it home. He
No,
said.
Doty will not be
He
dancing.
said you dancing with him.
Doty
Doty.
will
don't
not
dance.
be dancing. Doty will be there to videotape it.
I don't dance.
Hey,
Hey, I can get Game Day to sponsor the stream live
That
next
boy
year.
Doty said he's a
for-
true player. He don't dance.
I'm gonna tell you like my uncle used to say. Please do not pick a shade tree for me to sit under.
Here's what I do know: Temple Memorial is not going to pay to have it live streamed. I do know that for a
I
fact.
can get that done for free if y'all let me dance. Throw that out there.
NFL free agency.
Nick
All
Reed
right,
does not
so-
like working for free.
We got the travel volleyball's a scam.
I did not say
at
that.
least at Stella's age.
You're making a lot of people mad.
They can get
It's
mad if they
net, it's
want.
net
to.
out of Texarkana.
And once again, my beef's not with net. My beef's with these tournaments they go to.
Kind of trend over the past 24 hours.
Little trend. It's all right. Yeah, we're always trending around here for something.
NBA is suspending Grizzly star Ja Morant 8 games without pay.
Good, because I can't stand what's going on right now. They need to give him 20 games. What he is doing right now is the epitome of the athlete. Like, what he's doing right now is what people think of athletes when they think of an athlete. You get the money, you get the bag, and then you start acting this certain type of way. And he's just doing that right now. Hopefully he can get it back on track. I don't want to wish ill will on anybody, but they just can't have that. They can't have what he's doing in the league right now.
Well, I mean, it's unfortunate because there's situations that you can avoid a lot of stuff.
Exactly.
And, you know, obviously, Jai's kind of the next face of the NBA, and a lot of people look up to him. And you know, I mean, just unfortunate, a lot of unfortunate things, and don't make you a bad person. Don't make you a bad whatever. But you also gotta know that a lot of people are watching, and you know, I hate that for everybody. I hate it for the NBA. I hate it for everybody involved.
Exactly. Dodie, no jaw comments?
I mean, I just hope that he said that he is out of the rehab or whatever he was in Florida, because he's now in Florida with Adam Silver.
I'm sorry, it's not funny. What?
He was,
what are you going to rehab for?
He was like in a Lamar Odom rehab.
Morant met with Adam Silver and has left counseling program in Florida, awaiting league announcement on probe. The league announcement came out. He's suspended for 8 games for carrying the gun in Denver, and it's detrimental to the league. That's why he was suspended.
Hold on. So he went to
counseling, not rehab. But counseling.
Okay, you said rehab. All right.
I didn't know
they
the proper
rehab
word.
for holding
I'm
guns?
sorry, human.
Hey, no.
Human.
You can literally make money off anything.
It was because of the strip club situation.
Human again.
That's why I said. That's why I said Lamar Odom rehab, because he was ducked off in that thing. Y'all see the money on the floor?
First of all, it wasn't very fair.
Dude, that
for
strip club
establishment.
owner, man.
That was
Somebody needs
trash.
to piece him up.
Yeah, that was trash.
Yeah,
for strip
it
club
was
owner.
not a good situation to put.
I just don't understand the game. Like, you think TMZ paid him a ton for that photo, or like what was the gain from him posting that?
You
or
know,
for sending that out?
Like, I ride with TMZ because typically people can make fun
Shout
of
out
act like-
TMZ for putting me on there one time.
Shout out.
Yeah.
You know what? I think I called him right when
did.
I saw it. Was I the first
Yeah,
person to
you
tell
were.
you? And I said, man, remind me to never do something around you I don't want nobody to see.
I had
What
no
were you on
idea.
TMZ for?
For
Ratting out Morgan Wallen.
that is not true.
Oh,
Yeah, he was. He snitched on Morgan
That
Wallen.
is not, we
on
did not
TMZ.
snitch on Morgan. That is
That's
not
what he
true.
did.
That is not true.
Yes, he's the reason Morgan Wallen got in all
That
that
is
trouble.
totally incorrect.
Well, what were you on
Him.
TMZ for? I want to hear from you. Why were you on TMZ?
The post was actually whether we're for or against TMZ is not the point of what I'm about to say. TMZ, somebody either fabricated the story to TMZ or TMZ fabricated a story that Morgan threw a drink on somebody's face, or like a woman, which he did not. He acted like he was going to. They were obviously together, whatever. So they took like tweets and clips of Morgan at this bar that we were all at, and I had a video of him blowing a kiss to like the bar or whatever when he was leaving. So when we left Nashville the next day, I said in the words of Morgan Wallen, like a little kissy emoji, and it was a video. Somehow he called me. I don't even know. I don't hang out with anybody that like checks TMZ every day, but Morgan. So nobody really knew. I didn't get no followers really for it. I had somebody tell me I was fat in the comments, but other than that, Morgan was the only one that knew that I was on there. So he told me. And the
I
other video,
was the only one that knew he snitched.
We were in the middle of nowhere, Wyoming.
I was just like, I couldn't believe it because nothing, like, we didn't know any of that. And actually, you know, we kept thinking he was going to get on stage because they kept, I mean, they shut down the place.
Yeah.
Like, they shut down the bar. Or, first of all, I don't go to bars if you're watching. That was only the second time I'd ever been to one, but they shut it down, wouldn't let nobody else in because it was like, we were at Jason Aldean's place in Nashville. Yeah. We were at the clinic in Nashville. We were at the coaches. Yeah. There were Broadway girls alone that were there. Not with me, but they were there with other people.
Well, you
And-
might as well snitch on everybody. Don't snitch on Morgan.
My group of people were at a table. We had one of the few tables there, and just kind of hung out all night. And a business write-off event that we were at the coaches clinic. But anyway, so we made TMZ, and it was
Anyway,
fun times.
besides him snitching, TMZ pays for exclusive content. For instance, in the Kobe Bryant lawsuit, they paid that police officer $500,000 for that video/photo of the Kobe Bryant helicopter crash.
I did not get paid by anybody at TMZ. Just to be clear.
You just snitched for free, is what you're saying.
Got to put your logo on that.
And got no
You're out
followers.
here snitching for free.
And, hey, here's the best part of the story. I didn't even take the video. One of the guys at our table took the video and sent it to me, and I was like, hey, I'm going to post this just so we're clear. I'm posting
I want you to cut this out so I can tag Morgan Wallen in it.
So, yeah, tag Morgan. That'd be great.
You think
We're
he's gonna
going
say-
on
you think
June
he's gonna
2nd
see
to
it or
watch
say
it.
something?
He's doing
I don't
just
care.
fine.
Yeah, we're
Yeah, y'all
going
think he's gonna say
we're going on
something
June
to us?
2nd to watch it. That'll be my second concert ever.
He's on his second double album. He's okay.
Either way, I didn't even
Double
take the
album?
video, and the guy
He just dropped a
that-
36-song album.
Hey, tell Morgan Wallen to hit me up. I got a couple tracks left in me.
I don't
okay.
know if that's going to happen. But
Maybe the deluxe edition.
the guy that took the picture didn't get any of the credit. He was so mad. Took the video, and like I said, just
So there were two snitches.
So did they tag you in the?
no. Morgan called me. They had
TMZ?
my whole tweet in the middle of the article.
Ah,
Like, just,
got you.
They ended up taking the article down. I'm assuming Morgan threatened to sue because I don't think any of it was true. I don't know. Like, we weren't like necessarily he was like where that safe is. I mean, we were like in the same vicinity. We weren't like hanging out together, but
It's all right.
we never saw anybody.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit him up when
We
get
never
down here,
saw
'cause I
anybody like go get spilt with a drink or anything. So it was a big TMZ misunderstanding,
got big teams.
which is
talk
what we're
about
hoping Ja was.
Did y'all talk about this on the Read, Talk, and Listen podcast?
We did not.
It did not come up.
Exclusive content.
We talked about Dion for about 45 minutes.
Yeah, you know,
About the sticks for about 45 minutes.
2 hours. So
And I had to answer how my mental health was.
Yep.
That
Talk
was
about
it.
Michael Walker.
Have y'all heard him on there? We did talk about Mike. Have you had Morgan on the
He
Retalk?
won't. He's too big for us, bro.
No, because they ain't gonna ask me. to
He's
come
too
on.
big for us,
They ain't gonna
bro.
ask me to
He's
come
too
on.
big for us.
They don't ask me to come on. I'll get on there and cut up. They don't want
Hey.
me on there.
Listen, I've had somebody sitting in his office at his house on the podcast before he got on there.
It's not good.
He ain't coming on there.
It's not good.
What are you talking about?
I
Hey,
had Frank. Frank popped on the show.
Have you ever asked me to come on?
I asked
No.
Morgan to come on the
Okay,
Chase Brewster
then.
show,
Hey.
just to be clear.
Do what?
Hey,
asked you
as a
to come
matter
on
of
the
fact,
Chase Brewster show.
I've
No, you
extended
hadn't.
several times
I
here
have.
for you to
You
pop
asked me if I'd
on.
like to, and I said, yeah, if
No,
you
no,
need
no.
me to.
Whoa, I didn't. No. I said I need you to come on.
If you said you needed me
It
to, I
sounds
would
like a
have.
trend, guys. Sounds
All
like
right,
a
I tell
trend
you what,
over
put
here.
me on the schedule.
Hey,
Put-
you have
put
to
me on the
contact me
schedule.
first.
Yeah.
man.
We'll get
You
with
have to
Zach. We'll get with Zach.
Hey, you ain't getting no.
We'll get with
See,
Zach.
you see what I mean? You see
And
how
we'll
they do
get
me?
it done. There's a
I
process
know his
here.
schedule.
There's a
I'll
process here.
contact. We'll be in contact.
Yeah.
Don't let him lie. He don't want me on his.
That's
Listen,
cat.
don't cap.
He's
don't
always in the
cap.
comments lurking. As soon as I say, "Hey, Morgan, come on, hey,"
It's all big family.
it goes just like this. Hey, I say, "Hey," he pops up on the comments. I'm like, "Hey, Morgan, hey, come on."
Yeah.
No, I talk my shit. He
In
puts
the
it up.
comments.
Y'all don't acknowledge it, and I get off.
In the comments,
That's how it works.
He say he puts.
That's how it
he
goes.
puts it
Is that
up.
not how it was?
I don't know if that's true or false because I don't watch any of my episodes. Or
Hey,
read
he
the
puts
comments.
up the comments, and we say what you say. That's how it goes on the show.
well, this
And then
time
we
y'all
say,
didn't.
"Hey, click that link," and it goes crickets every time.
I don't
person-
read any of my comments.
There's only one person I know for a fact when I say hit
Spotify
that link,
have
he coming.
comments?
And he coming in the kids' game room, and that's Brandon
Post on
Lawrence,
YouTube?
my
first season
my
was all
top
video.
fan on the show.
I wish I knew what the crickets button on this thing was so I could hit it right now. I'm going up to Dr. Young yet, so I'm not just pressing buttons.
Speaking of that, the show brought to you today by Touchcan Emergency Center and Hospital. Any needs, any emergencies, any hurt, sickness, make sure you get over there and they'll take care of you quickly. Real ER without the wait. Touchcan Emergency Center
Shout out Dr.
And
Young.
hospital.
Fighting.
and hospital.
Fighting Texas High Tiger alumni.
That is true. Hey,
Distinguished. alumni.
I know.
With some respect.
hey,
on his
it's
name.
coming for you.
I hope so.
It's coming.
I hope so.
You and Dodie.
If I don't get
That's
up
gonna
on,
be a
if I don't
great
end up
day
on the
for me.
Chase Brewster show, I'm gonna put a stop to that. It won't be.
I
coming
want
for
you to be on. I want the beauty of having my show is I get to have people on I like.
I'm gonna find this girl Michael Irvin. Got me singing with. I'm
We
like,
need
you know
zero-
who
we need
Chase
zero-
Brewster is?
No.
Heard
We
he's
need
got a little
zero
money.
problems.
Heard he's
No.
got a little money.
I have no problem. I have no money and no problems. We don't want either.
They say that's the way to go.
No.
Hey, but for real though, we do have another topic. NFL free agency.
Okay.
It's here. People are making moves. The Cowboys actually have made a move for once in free agency that might actually turn out to be something. But Dodie,
It was a trade, but I mean they got Stephon Gilmore for a 5th round pick. I mean, that's an
You know what me and
that's like
Brandon found out this
Pro Bowl
morning?
corner.
I was talking about how hard it is being a Cowboys fan, and we have an ill sense of the Cowboys being bad. They actually aren't. Since the year 2000, they're in top 10s and wins in the NFL.
that is you can bluff any stat
How many
or
rings
pump up
you
any
got?
stat to make your team seem better. Yeah, they have put some wins together in seasons.
But I thought
haven't done
they
anything.
would have been bottom 4 or 5
In wins?
Yes, that's
No.
how.
I
mean,
that's
there
how
have
I've
been some-
perceiving my squad.
Their first round playoff exiters. I
Hey,
don't think they're just.
and we were
wrong.
also talking
Well,
about
there was
this.
a lot of years with Quincy Carter playing quarterback that probably didn't help the win last.
Hey, first of all, there would
How-
be no Quincy Carter slander on
Trash.
this show.
It's either true or false. I don't think he's
Hey.
trash. I didn't say that.
Guess this.
He was trash.
I don't know.
How
that.
many quarterbacks has the Cowboys drafted in the first round ever?
Probably none.
Well, you know
Maybe
they drafted Troy Aikman.
Yeah.
And they drafted some other dude in the 60s, which has a name that sounds really familiar, but I don't know who he is. Anyway, 2 first-round quarterbacks ever. You're telling me since Troy Aikman left, we have not drafted a quarterback in the first round?
You didn't have to.
What do you mean you didn't have to?
You got Romo.
So we had freaking Ryan Leaf,
I mean, he was kind of
Quincy Trash Carter, some people in between there,
and then Romo.
Romo in the freaking 19th round.
He didn't. I'm saying you had Romo, so you didn't need a first rounder. He was good enough. Always. That happens on the RTL.
You was
as well.
talking mess.
Nick started talking about Tony Romo.
That's
and
what
it
they
just
when
went
I get
dark.
on when I start talking Cowboy slander, it gets me.
Nick is gone. Somebody just put the mute button on Nick. on his video anyway. Anyway, we don't need to talk about it.
Cowboys. Stephon Gilmore. How do you feel? You're a Cowboys fan.
We ain't gonna win a Super Bowl because we got.
Didn't they cut
Gilmore.
Zeke today?
They're
They
gonna
were
cut
talking.
Zeke. They
about
haven't
it.
yet.
It's kind of a sad day, huh?
I don't understand why, if we're going to get rid of Zeke and Pollard to get Bijan Robinson, why not just keep one of them? Because Zeke's going to be like $20 million dead cap space anyway. Why not just keep one of them and draft a player at another position that we could use? It's like you're getting rid of something to get the exact same thing back.
There's obviously, I feel it over here, but there's obviously some like inner money workings or whatever that obviously, or I guess, would put the Cowboys on top of that deal. But yeah, I think you keep Zeke because you're gonna have to. That money's on you anyway.
Or at least keep Pollard.
I say you keep Zeke because that money's on you regardless. If he's there or not, that money's gonna be against you. So keep Zeke, and you could have got something from Pollard, but now you franchised him.
Look, not that I'm the biggest like football guy ever because I could care less. But how sad is it that Zeke's last snap as a Cowboy was him playing center?
Oh wow,
That was the funniest play ever.
I didn't think about
That's what I'm
that.
here for.
The worst play in Cowboys history.
It's the worst play in football history.
Football history.
I mean, I was just like,
No, the butt fumble.
I'm about to say that, yeah.
no, the butt fumble was a play. They didn't even get to run a play.
I mean, then it really don't count then.
Hey,
I don't know.
Yes.
can we all agree that there should be no Cowboys fans younger than 27?
No,
Oh, you be a
because
fan
they're
of
a top
whatever
10
you
team
want.
in the last 20 years.
Be a fan of whatever you want.
Top 10 team in the last 10 years, or they have the top 10 most wins in the. That doesn't make you a top team. I don't think.
I'll make a list of
If
top
you're a first
10
round
teams.
exit every year, you're a top team.
In my lifetime, I'll make
Yeah.
a list
I mean,
of
how
top
many
10
teams make the
teams, and I'll
playoffs?
see where we get.
You got to be a top X to make the playoffs.
Green Bay is going to be number one on his list for
No,
no reason at all.
no, the Patriots are, obviously.
And then Green Bay.
No, the Chiefs.
Only the last few years.
This is very
No.
confusing. You would
Al-
think.
Alex
what
Smith
kind of list
was
are we
there.
making
I have
here?
no idea. This
They
I didn't
were winning
realize
those
this
Super
was.
Bowls.
I'm talking about in my lifetime who I possibly are thinking like the top 10 teams.
At least the Seahawks won a Super Bowl, Chris.
The Packers have to be on there somewhere.
The Packers will be on there because they are
They won
a better
3.
team.
They're his favorite team. So
They've
that goes
won.
out
They've
there.
won one in my lifetime. No, 2. 1 in my lifetime.
The Patriots have to be number one for everybody,
Correct.
especially.
You mean
in
Tom
our
Brady's
lifetime.
got to be number one?
Quarterback of all time. Yes.
Yeah, and team.
And they're talking about the New England team.
I'll just
There's
take
so
Tom
much
Brady
to
off that team.
comprehend in
The
this chair, sitting in the
Steelers,
middle. Like
the
I have a list going here.
Broncos.
I have is Brady the best ever, and I can't even think of like I just want to bring something to the show.
I wonder
And I'm
if Brady showed up to his practice in brand new cleats or
The
or he could
49ers.
just show up with what
Well,
he
he
got.
ran his 40 in the
The
combine in cotton
Ravens.
shorts and like some.
2,
Some
3,
Reebok
4, 5,
classics.
6,
That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to remind
the
Jennifer
Colts.
that Tom Brady at his NFL tryout was wearing all Russell gear, all cotton, had his socks pulled up to his
It's
knees,
about as hot in that combine as it is in this damn room. right
and
here.
some random shoes.
Hey, Chris Looney says the Seahawks player is the worst in NFL history. The throw on the 1 yard line.
No, because it was actual
No.
play. They put
No,
one
the
of
butt
top-
fumbles
The
always
butt
going to
fumble was tragic, but I don't.
But
yeah,
The Cowboys.
held
The
on to the
Cowboys just
ball.
cut Zeke, by the way.
Listen,
1 minute
Ooh,
ago.
breaking news.
What about the Patriots? Were the
The Colts play where they have.
last year?
guys, they had
that
a 200
one.
pound running back at center.
The
with
interception.
with the season on the
No,
line.
but the
Or
butt
no,
fumble's
he tried to throw
just-
it back and
it's
Chandler Jones got it.
It's
embarrassing.
Yeah.
unfortunate.
Funny.
It's unfortunate.
And it was an actual play.
6.
But it's
Like,
unfortunate. The
no.
Cowboys had an all-pro running back at center, 1 on 3 or 4,
I mean,
with
hey,
the season
he
on the
was
line.
getting paid a lot of money.
Trick
to
play. Trick play, man.
Tricking who?
They were trying to trick something.
Okay,
Zeke
I
was the
have
only
a
trick
top 10
involved.
list in my lifetime.
Let's go. Let's go.
The Patriots, the Chiefs, the Pack. This isn't in order. I just wrote down teams: Patriots, Chiefs, Packers, Steelers, Broncos, 49ers, Ravens, Colts, Giants, Seahawks.
The 49ers can't be in your lifetime, probably.
They went to a Super Bowl,
like 3 times since he's been
and they've been so, and they've gone. They've had really good.
There's a lot of
seasons.
lists
the
being,
lights went off.
but that's not his lifetime. Well,
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
one
that's
is,
his
but not the
lifetime. I'm saying
that
the
one
lights
is.
went off.
But
Not like
Yeah.
Montana and stuff.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
no,
but
no,
the
no.
lights
Like
went
I'm saying, still in my lifetime, I think they're a top 10 team.
They've gone 3 times or 2 times at least.
Yeah.
So I have the top 25 players.
there's a lot of stuff
By the
going on here
buzzer.
with no facts, and I hate to answer with no facts.
Hey, these are all facts, baby.
These are not. This is. I'm looking at the list he wrote. These are not facts.
This is coming straight off.
This
No,
is
it
off the
might be the
dome.
top 10
It's off the
teams.
dome, off
Yeah.
my head.
What?
Who, in my opinion,
Well,
and I'll give my
Hey,
reasons.
first of
Patriots.
all, I didn't hear Falcons
easy.
in that list. So
You
I
think
don't
the
wanna-
Falcons are in the top 10? They had one. They had one good year.
Huh?
They had one good. Oh, the Saints. I forgot the Saints.
They had one good year.
All right, hey, I got the top 25 worst plays. Indianapolis Colts forgot how to play football is number one. October 18th, 2015, they tried to run a fake punt, and it was the exact same formation that Zeke was in. And they snapped the ball to Pat McAfee, and somebody tackled him. Number two is the butt fumble. Number three, Deshaun Jackson drops the ball before going in the end zone.
Oh, yeah. That was stupid.
Buffalo gives up a touchdown on their own kickoff. What?
The
The Bills choose not to touch the ball, and the Jets pick it up and run it back.
Oh, yeah, that was dumb, too.
That was 2017. Jim Marshall scores in the wrong end zone. Number 6, Tony Romo mishandling the snap with the Seahawks. Leon Lett fumbling the ball going in. Super Bowl. Number 8, Seahawks pass instead of run. Number 9, Jennifer buying shoes she doesn't need.
The only reason the Seahawks play is bad is
Good luck to Stella if I don't see her.
That's the only reason that play is a bad play.
Okay.
Can we all agree on that?
What?
What'd you
The
say?
only reason that Seahawks play is a bad play call is because they have Marshawn Lynch. If they don't have Marshawn Lynch, that's a normal play call.
I mean, let's not forget
No,
they
here's the
tried to
thing.
run it in with him twice and he didn't get it in.
If he just makes a better
Marshawn
throw,
Lynch gets the ball 4 times in a row.
if they make a better throw, then everybody goes, he's the smartest coach in the country.
That's what I'm saying. That's a normal play, but just the fact that it is beast mode is your running back on the 1 yard.
Look, again, I'm not like a football connoisseur here, but I don't understand why you throw it in the middle of where everybody's going to be. They didn't even give him a chance on the outside.
Because they probably, in their
That's
opinion,
what they
they
think.
probably thought, oh, this dude's getting the ball. Was he even on the field?
Yeah, he was on the
All
field.
right, so Marshawn's on the field. Everybody's probably crashing in the middle because they think he's getting the ball,
But
which should leave the middle of the field open for that pass.
They were at the 1 yard line. There's only so much middle.
Well, I mean, if they think he's getting the ball, they're going in hard on that. Is that my chocolate that was given to me as a gift?
It's already been given away by Mrs. Gameday.
Just for the future, if somebody gives me a gift in this office, it belongs to me,
Mrs. Gameday
and nobody
gave it
can
away.
give my gifts away.
And the only candy we are eating in here is from Cake House.
I
That'll
actually
be the only
have-
cookies eaten in here.
Hey, I turned it down. I turned down the.
It says Morgan. Thank you so much.
I didn't eat
It
any
does.
of it.
It does.
It was re-gifted, dog. Which one we do?
Y'all
It was re-gifted. I was here when she.
y'all better not leave nothing in the refrigerator that I want.
I can't. Every time I leave something in the fridge, it gets taken by Don.
Hostile
Juan.
work environments.
Let me try that.
We did get the heater turned off.
What is this?
Thank Jesus.
It's from
But,
Taste and See.
Is there any other free agents we want to hit on? Any other free agency we want to?
Okay, so I
Stephon
listened.
Diggs coming to Dallas.
Oh, before we get to that, y'all's question of the day. It's a football question, so I'll go ahead and ask it. How much does an NFL game football weigh? That's y'all's question of the day.
About Tom Brady's football, or
I'm talking about standard, what it's supposed to be. No deflate gate.
That's a question I actually don't know the answer to.
I come with the good ones every day. You
6
got-
pounds.
Way too heavy.
wait,
6 pounds. Well,
I'm going to go with.
Is it an even number or is it like points?
Well, first of
No,
all,
it's straight up. It's straight up. No
Nick
point.
already said it. Mine was too heavy, so that really makes me look like an idiot.
Nope, not 3.
I'm gonna go with 1.8.
No points.
So it's either 1 or 2 pounds.
What you got?
2 pounds.
No, sir.
A football's 1 pound.
1 pound.
That's something that feels heavy sometimes.
I had a pack of 6.
I would have actually went less.
I had
would've
a
said like
6-pack.
0.6.
Hey, this is from Taste and See. Shout out to them. I don't know what this is. Actually, I do. Non-perils.
It's very disappointing they didn't give me any.
You know, you got to accomplish something.
I appreciate that. I appreciate you making me feel humble.
Hey,
Okay, I'll go ahead and talk about free
Go
agents. Daniel Jones re-signs with the Giants for an absurd amount of money. Baker Mayfield signed with the Bucks today. Sam Darnold signed with the 49ers. I think that could be good for him. The Eagles are cutting a lot of people, which is kind of surprising to me. Mike White goes to the Dolphins. Taylor Heineke goes to the Falcons. Aaron Rodgers has confirmed that he wants to go to the Jets now. They signed Alan Lazard and are looking to sign Odell Beckham Jr. The Bears trade the number 1 pick for DJ Moore. Go back to the 9 spot, I believe. So the Panthers now have the number 1 pick, most likely going to draft C.J. Stroud. I think
Can we go back to what this insane amount of money is?
$45 million a year, I believe.
For who?
Daniel Jones, quarterback of the Giants. $40 million. I'm sorry.
He is a playoff quarterback.
he got how much? He got like how much guaranteed?
Shout out to
on
the
that?
NFC East with 3 teams in the playoffs.
Now they're. We ain't gonna get on that.
One in the Super Bowl.
We ain't gonna
That is a
get on
fact.
that. Oh, but these
Aaron
quarterbacks.
Rodgers said on the Pat McAfee show this morning, if the deal goes through with the Jets, he will play for the Jets.
Yep, he wants to be a Jet. But what do y'all think about this guaranteed bread that's going around right now?
I love it.
Every sport should be guaranteed.
I think so too.
So stupid.
So stupid.
I'm not a big stupid word kind of guy, but it's stupid that you can do anything for any company that makes billions of dollars and not be guaranteed. My opinion.
For sure. Which
Doesn't
I understand,
feel the
I guess,
same
the
way.
injury, whatever. But the guaranteed money is the biggest thing. And the reason I brought that up is because we talked about the Lamar Jackson situation last week. And he can't. I mean, that's all he's fighting for. He wants guaranteed money.
By the way, how big of a shame is that?
That's
How big of a shame that one of the best players in the world can't get paid what they deserve? You ain't got to pay him more.
Hold on.
Just pay him what he deserves.
Devil's advocate. He will not hire an agent, and he's negotiating himself. He's making it personal.
Oh, he don't want to give up 5%. I'm just saying. If you're paying what he's worth, you don't need agents in the.
He's making it personal. If I negotiate on your behalf,
I got Doty, but yeah.
I only get
more than
1%.
likely you're going to get a better deal than if you negotiate on your own behalf. Not because I'm better at you, because it's not personal to me.
I don't know about the NFL, but like in MLB, you got to be a certified agent or a lawyer to even talk contracts. So I don't really know why he would do that himself anyway. But no matter what, he should get what he deserves as one of the best athletes in the world, one of the best players in his profession. There shouldn't be all this stuff that goes, well, this is why. This is why you don't deserve it.
Well, I'm not saying he doesn't deserve it, but just because people say you're worth this doesn't mean Doty can say he's worth $200,000 a year. That doesn't mean I can pay him $200,000 a year.
No.
And
I get that. But if Daniel Jones gets $45 million a year, there's a bar somewhere in there of what an MVP should get, is what I'm saying.
Exactly.
Even a me. I mean, we just take a median of it. I mean, he's still worth a lot more than they're trying to give him, in my opinion, especially after what Deshaun
they claiming he was offered $48 million a year.
Yeah.
Well, how much more does he want?
I think it's all about guarantee.
Yeah, exactly. You can break it when you break it down to like how much he would be getting a year out of what they're offering him. It's still great.
The
but
Browns
he's saying-
bamboozled us.
Yeah.
Do you know what they did?
Which that kind of is messing up the Lamar situation.
Yeah, so
right
they
now.
get all this guarantee, but it doesn't hurt their cap because they're doing it all in signing bonuses. So it's not messing with their cap very much. And Baltimore may not be in a position to do that.
No,
Exactly.
and I get that, but you should hear that instead of going, he doesn't deserve it, or he
Who
said.
said he doesn't deserve it?
I mean,
they haven't said he doesn't deserve it, but the way
Well,
they're
they
handling it-
didn't do a press release, but that's why every clip you see on ESPN is him running the ball.
Well, the way
they're
they
trying to
handle it,
create this
yeah.
narrative like he's not a good quarterback to try to drive down the price. In my opinion, as a guy that just watches TV once a week these days in my lifetime, but I think you never see a video of him throwing the football.
So you don't watch the greatest sport ever played?
I don't know.
Movies?
It could be any sport, but I'm just like ESPN and them.
Talking
All the
about
videos of Lamar,
football?
the video of Lamar and them are always him running every time you see
for
something.
sure.
Well, that's on purpose. That's to correct the narrative that he's not a real quarterback. And if I'm Lamar and I'm doing all this on my legs, of course I want it to be guaranteed because one hit you'll be done. So I mean, I just think.
But then, from the owner's standpoint, one hit, you're done.
Correct. But he's taking a lot of hits for that owner. He's made the owner a lot of money, a lot of wins, a lot of notoriety. I mean, it's not like he's easy to replace.
and it's not his first year. You know,
I don't want him to stay in Baltimore. I want him to go somewhere else.
I just think
Tampa Bay.
That's where I want him. To
if
go.
Nick Reed's the best in his profession in Texarkana, he should get paid for it.
Pretty close.
If Morgan Smith is the best at what he does in his profession, he should get paid for it. There should never be this justification. And when it's not, because it's not a free market, he can't just leave and go to the 49ers and get paid what he's worth. So, because there's all these rules.
There's always a place for Nick to go. We got a place for him.
Yeah. Nick is well compensated, just for the record, just for this live record.
First of all, can we switch this to Doty?
There's a morning show for Nick.
But
No, there's
But here's
not.
what I'm saying. Here's what I'm saying. Anybody in their profession should get paid what they deserve. Or if you're one of the elite, and how many ever that is. I'm not saying he's the best quarterback. I'm not saying he's top 5. I'm not saying he's top whatever. But he's definitely in that top tier. He deserves to get paid. Like, you shouldn't have to fight a battle through social media or whatever to justify not wanting to get hit tomorrow and ruin his career.
That's my whole thing too. The fact that he's even having to fight, the fact that we're even having this conversation right now, and it's even a thing, is a big, huge slap in the face to Lamar Jackson and everything he's done for that organization.
Especially how they did him out of the draft,
Adam
though.
Schefter reported they offered him like $233 million guaranteed.
That's not true.
Yeah,
Why wouldn't he have taken 233 guaranteed?
I mean, you can look it up. That's what he reported. So I mean,
I think Lamar came back and disputed that on Twitter, not necessarily like saying that it was wrong, but like posting like a picture or whatever, or a gift saying like, that's not true, kind of thing.
Yeah, because
at
like
some point in this process, Lamar's going to look like he's being super greedy.
Yeah, but that's the media controlling the narrative.
I mean, I think what the Cleveland Browns did was pretty stupid, but now
Correct.
he's wanting to hold every other organization to what the dumbest organization in all of sports did.
Well,
I mean, let's just keep that in mind.
is that what he's doing, or is he using somebody that plays like him?
He's using one bad contract.
Well, there's not many guys that play with their legs like him to begin with.
The Deshaun
They're
con-
using one bad he's using one bad contract to say he deserves this.
the
And
Deshaun
why not
Watson
capitalize
contract's not
on it?
bad if he comes in and plays well.
He's going to
gave him
capitalize.
like
He's-
$300
He's
million
going to completely
guaranteed or
change
something.
the Browns
That's
if
what
he
I'm saying.
plays well.
If he plays well, the
he didn't
contract's
even
not
play
a
a
bad
full
contract.
season last year.
There's
so.
never been an all guaranteed contract in football. Deshaun Watson has that contract. So in theory, this is the worst contract ever in football.
Well, if they win one Super Bowl, is it the worst?
They're not gonna. They ain't gonna win.
We don't know
They
that.
didn't
We
sign
don't
him
know
thinking
that.
they were gonna win a
Watson
Super
turns
Bowl.
up.
I disagree.
can't say-
I
They're not
disagree.
going to win a Super Bowl in Cleveland. They knew that when they did it.
I
don't think they're
disagree.
gonna win a Super Bowl
You don't
either.
give that nobody that amount of guaranteed money to think you can't get to where you want to go. That'd be
You
crazy.
need to put people in the
I
stands.
think it was just
yes.
it's
It-
for
no.
right now. They did it for what we're doing right now. We're talking about the Browns. The Browns are a garbage organization. They try to put it together. They've had a couple duos, a few trios. They even rebuilt the defense one year that was pretty daggone good.
Well,
They
they're
just
on.
can't get it
They're
right.
not like on this side of garbage though. They're further away from it than they. I mean,
Then they have been.
yes. I mean, they're a real
Yeah,
franchise. Like
yeah.
they're in the middle of trying to have a puncher's chance here to make a run. And Deshaun Watson, and that's the problem with the media. As I'm sitting on this nice media show today, the problem with the media is you forget how good Deshaun Watson was because you hear all the stories. Like Deshaun Watson was still a top quarterback in the league.
I think he is too. I just think
I don't know about
that the
today.
Browns
I'm
is a
saying
bad-
before.
he's not
when,
today.
when everything happened, at that point, he was one of the top in the league. And I think he completely changes their run if he's healthy and able to play.
He did play, and they still suck.
But
A lot of stock in body lotion and all now. Facts. Solid products.
Oh, he ain't going there.
I don't know nothing about that. I think if you're the best at whatever you do in anything, you should get paid for it.
I do too. Shout out to Deshaun Watson and Lamar Jackson because anytime, well, not Lamar yet because he ain't got the bag, but anytime you can go get the bag, man. Any athlete who goes and gets the bag, I'm happy for him, man. Because a lot of those guys are. It's crazy to say millions of dollars are underpaid, but a lot of those guys are underpaid for what they bring to the
100%.
table. But I just hope the Lamar situation ends up well. If he ends up outside of Baltimore, Tampa's a nice spot. So hopefully he can go down there and enjoy some sunshine and bring that.
He's from Florida too, I think. He went to
Is he?
he went to Florida Northwestern.
Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's right.
He went to Louisville, didn't he?
He went to Louisville for
But I mean-
college. I feel like he's from like
Look it up. Somebody look
he's
it up.
from the South. I feel like Louisiana.
Nah,
maybe.
he's from Florida. He went to Florida Southwest or Florida Northwestern in high school.
Maybe I don't remember. I just remember that one high school highlight of him running to the end zone and
I just maybe
then
got
back
this way
juking
late.
and
I just maybe
breaking
got
that
this
dude.
comment way late, but Robert Vandergrift says trade Dak while you can.
I don't know what that means.
Can
oh,
they?
Oh, I got you.
Can they trade
Boynton
Dak?
Beach Community High School.
I don't see that comment.
Boynton
What's up?
and Boynton Beach, Florida. Yeah.
Yeah.
It just popped up. Robert Vandergrift.
I don't see it. That's my oldest friend.
That's my dog.
My
Shout out,
younger-
Robert.
Youngest friend, or that's Jay. Jay almost killed me one time. True story.
He must be a Cowboys fan as well. But sad life.
Oh, I
but
see
hey,
it here.
speaking of opportunities coming around and everything like that, we got a couple of offers on the table for some guys around the area this week.
Yeah, one in specific, Tredarian Ball, getting 2 offers yesterday. Texas Tech and Cal, 2 Power 5 schools. Texas Tech on the come up here in the past few years in college football, and then Cal, a previously notable program. I mean, running backs as such as Marshawn Lynch
Yes,
coming
sir.
from there. So, I mean, definitely potential in both of those schools, and want to give a shout out to him, and another shout out, the other running back in Texas High, sophomore Javari Johnson, was named the number 4 running back in Texas in his class. So want to give him a shout
I
out.
think he
too.
got offered it from Boston College recently.
Mhm,
His
Boston
dad,
College.
his dad was one of the best players we ever had come through Texas High. John T. Johnson, one of the only young guys to kind of start. Like he started as a 10th grader on defense. So
You know what's funny? Buddy Shelton just said, if you didn't play for Bishop Sycamore, you don't deserve the pay. Do y'all remember who all was working here when Bishop Sycamore happened?
We all were.
Everybody was here?
I was not working here.
Okay. So we had Craig Jenkins, because Craig Jenkins favored the coach, remember?
Yeah.
And we did that stupid, just funny video acting like we were interviewing the Bishop Sycamore coach. And somebody thought it was real.
A few people thought it was real.
If that would have ended up on ESPN, because at the time nobody could interview this guy, and I'd popped up interview a Bishop Sycamore coach, and people thought it was actually real. I thought it would have been obvious it wasn't a real interview, but evidently it wasn't. If that would have ended up on ESPN, like,
Buddy said replay the video.
yeah, not like
Might have to reshare it
evidently our Mr. Super Producer didn't know how to focus the camera on either one of us. And anyway, all the things worked. If they would have done
Before
that,
his
if they'd have
phone
posted
froze.
that video, ESPN would have taken the biggest 2 L's in 1 week of all time.
no doubt. They had to be on pins and needles for a while after that because they got bamboozled for sure. We all did.
I wonder how many people got fired over that.
Nobody.
At least one person.
No. You know,
Oh,
how happy you think ESPN was?
What do you mean?
Happy. They
all
literally
people talk
put
about.
grown men playing kids
On
and-
national TV?
on national TV.
But they didn't book the game. If Arkansas High plays Bickmore or
They signed
Sycamore
a deal
tomorrow,
with a fake school.
no, they signed a deal with IMG.
Oh, that's true. That's
You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't. If y'all go shoot Arkansas High tomorrow and they're playing 20-year-olds and you don't know it, all you do is get the content. You're the ones that get talked about and reshared. I bet ESPN didn't
Somebody
care at all.
idiot. No.
ESPN, I mean,
If
they
you're
were
putting the
posting
game
graphics
out,
and everything like
you're
that.
doing
Somebody got
interviews pregame, like for pregame stuff.
Yeah,
like,
but it was never about them, though. It was about getting IMG on TV. In my
But
opinion.
what I was saying, like, they were probably
Maybe.
with graphics and everything like that. Like, you telling me we got this $1 billion company, and y'all guys are doing this research, and y'all are getting these stats and all this stuff, and nobody knows this is fake?
I bet they were happy.
I don't think so.
That's the kind of publicity you can't get anywhere. We're talking about 2 years
same
later.
publicity every single day.
No.
ESPN?
We're talking about it in Texarkana.
I'm talking about ESPN. I ain't talking about
No. I'm talking about that one clip, that one little, which is pennies to them, to travel and shoot an IMG game. Pennies. We're still talking about it how many years later on this show? on a
Yeah, but we're
different
also
network.
talking about Vince Carter putting his elbow in the years later.
Correct.
Like,
That's
it's
priceless.
ESPN.
I mean, it is. Well, I don't know if that could have been TNT. I have no
that
idea.
could've been, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You got the logo in there. I mean, those are priceless moments. There's only a few of those that ever go around.
I agree.
They shoot. Hey, listen. How about this? They shoot IMG games several times a year, every year. This is the only one you ever talk about now.
Yeah, true. I agree. I just think that when you're, I mean, I can't speak on it because I don't own a company like this, but Morgan, you do. If we did that and we were digging and getting stats and putting all this stuff out pre-game and post-game about this fake school, how would that make you feel?
well, we have a perfectionist on staff, and he would have sniffed this out.
Yeah,
But those stats could have been real.
Doty would
they played a real
have
schedule.
Doty would have found out something like something about this ain't right.
Like on the pregame.
It might have got by me, but it wouldn't have got by y'all.
Well, so the reason, well, I mean, the way that we do it is we reach out to the coaches and to the schools and kind of rely on them and trust in what they say. So, I mean, if we would have done that the same, I would assume ESPN did it the same way. I mean,
But y'all get.
you have to kind of take it with a grain.
Well, hold on. Let me talk about y'all because y'all get people email all the time saying when the leaderboard come out, somebody go, "Hey, my son's got 10 more home runs than that guy," or whatever. Nobody ever turns the stuff in, or when they turn in their lies,
they get caught.
caught
Yeah.
by who though?
Us?
Oh, it's-
But I mean, you can't fact check every single game. You
Why can't we?
Well, some
Is
of it,
it-
especially
it
during
might make it
football,
out
some
one time.
things, there's just like we have some stuff that comes in, and there's not enough plays played in a football game for
I
them to
get
have
that.
these kind of stats.
I get that, but like if somebody came out tomorrow and said, so let's say somebody at, I don't even want to use the school, somebody in town goes, "Hey, we struck out 21 today." There's probably going to be no video or evidence other than maybe a newspaper clipping to even know if that's true. It's just going to be all hearsay. You have to trust the coach. If nobody was there,
Yeah, and other sources. But there's no. I mean
It
that
just-
would have to be the only way that would happen.
Well, the
is if
lie-
there was
for-
0 people at the game.
the lies never come through the big. Well, most likely don't normally come from the big four that everybody's at. They come from the outside sources where there's not very many people at.
I get with that. I get down with
As a
I
guy
get
that
down
worked
with
at Genoa for 7 years, or many
Y'all was
years,
lying. So you saying y'all was lying on the stats when you was working there?
we didn't really have to.
Y'all try to say y'all struck me out.
Actually, I know exactly what you did in your at bat. I know exactly what Nick did in his at bat. Nick said today he loves Craig. He did not love Craig that day because I remember that game very well.
Hey,
But
love hate.
but
Buddy-
like one
Buddy
time we
Shelton.
played Prescott. Prescott had like 97 stolen bases and they had a losing record.
I
or
won't
something.
confirm or deny, Buddy Shelton.
So I mean, I get like. What
I'm trying to
happens.
like the comment, but it won't let me like
There's
it
not
for
enough-
some
There's
reason.
not enough people there to
I
justify.
will not
stuff.
confirm nor deny, Buddy Shelton.
That's-
I hate when people say the
That's
numbers.
Buddy's
I don't
rival.
know the numbers of the roads.
So Buddy's always
the real name?
Buddy's always going to have a problem with them because
What's the
that's
real
his
name of
rival.
67?
Highway 67.
You just keep driving. It's the first one. It's the first one. It's the first one. It's the first one before you after Wake Village. Is that first
Keep
town?
on going just on down past the cake.
We refer to that as how you get to Redwater.
Oh.
Let's ride.
Nothing about that. That was a joke, guys.
And then you keep going, and you go to mall.
Bad
and
joke.
then you go,
by
keep going and get
someone who's not a part of the game day staff. Make that very clear.
I want to go back and talk about.
I know nothing about what's going on.
I mean, you might be on site now, so you better be careful.
Yeah, it might be. But I want to go back and talk about Javari Johnson real quick. A guy that just busted out. It has nothing to do with padded numbers, by the way. But a guy that just busted out on the scene, man. We know Texas had a stable full of running backs at the beginning of the season. We didn't know who was going to be their number one guy. And
Neither did they, I don't think.
I don't think they did either. Actually, a few times we have Coach Stanford saying, hey, running back by committee. That's what we're going to do. But he just busted out with huge games off the rip, and then they just keep feeding him the whole entire season. And he never slowed down. He actually got stronger towards the end there. And a Boston College offer, that's big.
You know, the thing about him and Ball, just watching him, like you can tell on social media, like really those two really love each other, unselfish. I mean, I think they're 2,000-yard rushers that are very supportive of each other, and I think Jerry's got something special. And again, like I was saying, you know, like his dad was one of the best players we had come through, John T. Johnson. Started on defense, big-time receiver. Ended up playing running back like his senior year. He was in that same grade with me and Mount and them. So John T., special athlete, and now his son kind of taking over. And it's been fun to watch two young guys, you know, both rush for 1,000 yards or get close to it, whatever those numbers were. But Jerry did a good job of getting the reps, and it can't be easy because we haven't seen something like that in a long time.
Exactly.
I mean,
Outside
both
of the triple option.
Yeah, but as far as just putting one back there and both of them deserve 25, 30 carries, I mean, it's been a long
Neither
time.
one of them started at the first year.
Exactly.
Yeah, would we have seen them if Trent Kelly stays healthy
Yeah.
all year?
I mean, I think we would have
That's a
saw
big
him, but
thing.
obviously the carry, now you're
Well, like
taking-
I'm saying, seeing them the way that we see them now.
Well, it would have been so much easier for Ball as a young kid, not to, you know, as a freshman to kind of ease him. I think he kind of got thrown in, you know, because of some injuries. But, I mean, he's as special as they come, and so is Johnson. So it's exciting.
He probably would have stayed on JV if TK stays healthy. Because, I mean, at the beginning of the year, they had TK, they had Javari, and then Tristan Powell was still getting carries at running back at the beginning of the year before they moved him to linebacker. So, I mean.
I remember Tredarian didn't even have a normal uniform on like everybody else did. First game of the year. He was just out there.
Hey, speaking of Powell going from running back to linebacker, after seeing that track meet, do we see Isaiah Dowden go from linebacker to
I
start
was
getting
going to
carries?
ask, is that the linebacker
Yes.
kid? Dude, he can roll.
Yeah,
Can roll.
We spoke about track at the beginning of the show. We had Waddy Myers, and getting to see these football players run track, continuing to try and get better on the field come the fall. I mean, I'm seeing impressive stuff. I mean, Isaiah Dowden won a bunch of races. Tristan Powell did good. I mean, Tredarian Ball ended up winning
Ball put
races.
on a show.
I mean, so I mean,
And that was him besides Cam Dickerson.
Exactly.
yeah, Cam Dickerson from Atlanta as well. I mean, football guys all around the area just trying to get better during this track season. I mean, it's paying off for sure.
Want to run the ball in the fall, you got to
Well-
run the oval. What they say, something like that.
You know, the thing is, it was such a shame what happened to Reese, but, you know, Potter getting all those snaps as a young kid, and Cam Reitner, you know, being super talented. I mean, they're going to have a lot of skill guys back, and, you know, obviously, unfortunately, linemen don't come in every day like we all wish they were, but they'll have a lot of skill guys back and two young quarterbacks. So,
What's your email, Cam?
Hey, we got a comment here that says Brewster is in control of Game Changer, so he makes his own stats for his kids.
who said that? Before I mention?
Buddy Shelton.
I don't know, buddy, but we don't. The events we play in, they run it for us, so we actually don't do Game Changer. But you know, luckily the kids on our teams are normally good enough that we don't have to pad them. But I would if I could, probably. I'll help anybody I can, but we don't have to worry about those things. Luckily.
There you go. Throw a couple extra hits, couple extra strikeouts on there. You know, never hurt anybody. But just seeing these
I
guys.
just found out via Facebook. I don't own my marketing company anymore.
Jennifer does.
Wait till this picture pops up. I'm seeing all these likes coming through, and I'm like, what is this? I don't ever post on this page. And then I do it, and Jennifer's just completely removed me from ownership.
Oh,
Something else I had
is this
nothing to
getting
do
popped
with.
up right now. We got a pop up coming.
Change the logo and everything.
Seems like you might need an agent. I'm a free.
Yeah, I know an agent
I'm
if you
available.
need one.
He know he's taking clients.
And show play.
But shout out to all those guys that were out there at the Waddy
Look at
Mars,
this.
or all those athletes in general.
Just going. Like, it's her thing now. She done changed the number on here and everything.
Contact
She
Jennifer
really did
Smith.
change the number on here.
Contact Jennifer Smith if you're looking to get
she
your local
removed my
business
email
help.
address, everything.
Helping local businesses achieve and grow through creative marketing and strategies. So shout out Jennifer Smith. Donovan.
Yeah, y'all call Jennifer
Donovan's
so
on
she
the
can
hook
ask
for that
me.
because I seen Donovan over there picking out the profile picture. So he's in cahoots with this whole deal too.
Donovan. Donovan.
He helped edit the ad. Oh man.
That's actually less work for you.
Never a dull moment around here.
Morgan?
And her very first post as new owner
Wow.
is a game day post. Oh, we're a sponsor of Texas County Game Day. It's like,
For real.
yeah, you're gonna have to start paying now.
None of this was in our pre-production meeting notes. I know nothing of what's being talked about.
Hey, on the fly is how we do it. But man, the area right now is lit up right now with sports, baseball and softball obviously at the forefront. Track right there with them. Got a lot of meets coming up.
There's been a couple people signed to run track in college, I think.
There has been some had a Trinity signee for track.
OBU, I think.
OBU, correct.
I think Hooks has a long distance runner. It's going to run somewhere in Tyler.
Good deal right there. I also speaking of track athletes that we've had on game day in the past, Euler track team right now has 3 guys from Texarkana on it, and they're all running really, really well right now.
Yeah, that's wild because their baseball team has at least 4 guys from Texarkana. Malcolm Brown, Preston Davis, both from Redwater, Graydon Martin from Arkansas High,
Ben Harmon
from Pleasant Grove, and I think Stubbers from Hope.
Okay.
If I leave somebody off,
is it Galvon on there?
No,
Or
Galvin.
are they Henderson?
Yeah. So I mean, good for those guys, man.
Most definitely, yeah. So yeah, Euler, shout out to y'all for coming down here and getting some of these kids out of Texarkana, man. That's legit. But they're doing very well in track. I remember last year I had a chance to interview a few of those guys, and they all had their heads on straight and they were getting ready for a big season. It looks like it's here. So shout out to all those guys, man. Shout out to everybody in Texarkana right now on the diamond and on the softball field as well. Is that called the diamond also? What do they call a softball field, though?
I said diamond multiple times, but I said the circle whenever talking about the mound. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, shout out to all
It
the
is
girls on the
technically a diamond
softball field as well, and everybody out there in track, because track is one of those things that is not easy. If you've ever been to a track practice, you know how that goes down.
And there's a couple doing all of it. Like Ball, I think, still playing baseball, running track. So stuff like that's not easy, especially when it's not your main sport. So
exactly. I remember last year at the border battle, we were seeing guys leave the Waddy Myers track meet from running their race and then putting their baseball uniform on and going over and playing baseball for a few schools. So that's always good to see, man. Multiple sport athletes are awesome. That's another subject for another day, though, because I think I ain't gonna get into that. But multiple sport athletes are great.
It's
Everybody
almost
keep
3
playing
o'clock.
everything.
We've been going.
That's normal for me.
It's an hour and a half. Not bad.
I'm doing another 2 hours tonight, so it's nothing. You know,
I know
we
nothing
can do
about
this all
that
day.
either. But I definitely am very, very appreciative for you guys having me on. I hate it didn't start the beginning of my PR run, but I'm very appreciative and
Well,
love
your
what
PR
you-
run's over. Is that what I'm?
No. Lord willing, it'll be up to him. But I hope it's not over today. I hope there's more stories to tell. But obviously, what you guys do for the community, man, and I appreciate you letting me play a small part in it and do a couple broadcasts, man, and just been a lot of fun, man, and can't thank you guys enough. And everybody up here become family, and just y'all keep doing good things, man. That's all I can really say. And like I said, appreciate you guys for having me on.
Most definitely,
Appreciate you
we
being on.
appreciate your appreciation.
Because what I want to say is I get to, I kind of become the liaison. I get to hear all the bad stuff. People go, oh, Morgan's not this or Nick's not that. And just anybody listen, not that you
said
care
Nick's
what I
not
think. Yeah, I got you. On Pleasant Grove, on the Pleasant Grove side of town, Nick's good, but there are other places. Unfortunately, there are people that don't think, everybody's great.
Yeah, they took
I
L's. That's probably
I hate that as well. But, man, these guys really do care about the community, and that's kind of why I wanted to come on the drop. And it's impossible to be everywhere at once, and it's we'd be lying, or I think they'd be lying if they said that you can be everywhere at once. But I know they try to cover everything in all sports. And so, like I said, speaking on behalf of everybody in Texarkana, we appreciate everything you guys do, especially Zach Texas High alumni Doty.
Thank you. Thank you. Also your agent. I'll make sure to put
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
I'll
my
make sure to
agent.
put that in my Facebook
Yeah.
bio. Chase Brewster,
Yeah.
agent.
I look forward to seeing y'all on Dancing with the Stars next year. My wife will not be happy.
Hey, we hope that all happens. If you're a Dancing with the Stars next year, that means I still know you're on top of the game here in Texas.
I hope it lasts longer than. I hope my run's longer than that.
Yeah, I hope so too. I'm just
I
saying
hope,
next year,
yeah.
if you're on Dancing with the Stars, I know you're still on top.
Yeah, I hope.
But man, we appreciate your appreciation because it's not widespread always.
No.
Obviously.
Unfortunately, anytime you try to do something good for the community, there's a lot of people that don't see that same vision. And unfortunately, in life, there's a lot of people that don't want everybody to do good. I think that's the part of getting older and being mature. And there's kids that don't play with us or did play with us and don't play with us anymore that I want to do just as good as the ones that do. I want everybody in Texarkana to do well, and I want I want the city to be good like it always has been, man. So it's tough when you want everybody to do well. Want everybody to make us. I hope PG and LE play in the whatever regional finals again, and I hope everybody else wins state. And
God, I hope they do too.
yeah, I hope. I was out of town last time, but we'll be in town this time. And man, like I said, I hope everybody plays as far as they can, get as much content as they can, and I hope everything just goes good for the city.
Most definitely, man. Hey, y'all got anything else y'all want to add before we get out of here?
I don't think so. Make sure to go out and support Arkansas High tonight against Prescott. I believe 6 o'clock game time.
Prescott's got some good
What I
players.
saw was at 5 o'clock.
What I tell you,
Not a still. Hey, human. My bad.
the game might be over
I'm
by
human.
6 o'clock, so I would show up early if you think it's at 5. But I will say Prescott's got some good players. Pierce Yates is committed to Kansas State. Karsten Poole is committed to SAU. He turned down some D1 offers to go to SAU in baseball. So they
Shout
do
out
have some
P-Town.
good players.
I go to church in Prescott. Shut up, Prescott.
Poole was on the bump tonight, didn't he?
I have no
From what
idea.
I hear.
I have no idea. I think Pierce is banged up a little bit, so maybe.
That'll be a good
His
game.
dad,
next year,
Robert's
y'all.
a great guy, so superintendent over there. So big time quarterback, big time track guy. So it probably would be a good. I think Arkansas has just got more talent to play with, much bigger school, but a lot of good players on the field.
Most definitely. So make sure y'all get out there. 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock, guys?
I don't know. I'm just human.
I work for neither school district.
5
so I have no
o'clock.
idea.
5
I'm-
o'clock.
I'm human.
Arkansas High. Make sure you're there. You're gonna want to see that. So we'll see if they pitch to Ty Wade. If they do, we'll see if he hits another one out. That's gonna be fun to watch this year. To see his number keep growing. Hopefully it does.
I wonder what the record is over there.
6-1. Oh, who's
No,
Prescott?
I wonder what the home run record is. Arkansas High.
Oh, I thought you meant their just actual
I don't
record
know.
so far this year.
I don't know. That's a good If anybody knows, y'all put that in the comments or hit us up in the direct messages. Other than that, I'm Nick Reed here with Morgan Smith. Got Cam Sullivan behind the computer today. Got Zach Doty with me. Brandon didn't say much or add anything to the show today, I don't think.
Nothing.
And, of course, we got our special guest today, Mr. Chase Brewster. Shout out to him if you're looking for somewhere to play baseball and you can play. Hit him up. Other than that, this is episode 8 of The Drop. We'll see you guys next time.